Hello, y'all. Oh, it's weird. Chat's not showing up. Grinder. I saw that, Tanner. I saw that. All that bloatware. Someone can, they could use it though. They could use it. What's up, chat? How we doing? I am nuking my dinner right now, and we will be ready to go soon. Y'all are gonna have to watch me eat my dinnies. Amazing, Demarcus. Amazing. More economic destruction forecasted. I saw that Trump is crying about Jerome Powell not lowering the interest rates. Dang, maybe Trump shouldn't have done his fucking bullshit with tariffs. Where's my girlfriend been? No girlfriend anymore, y'all. No girlfriend. What's up, Dolphin? No girlfriend anymore, chat. Just me and my dog and my curry. So I have a chance. That's right, Cody. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 20.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
That he secures our borders and that he actually puts Americans first and not illegal immigrants.
I'll debate you on those two.
Okay.
Can you name
And
a law Trump enacted to secure the border?
not at the top of my head. A law that, I mean, to secure our border, it's secure right now
Why do you think that is?
because he obviously does not F around. I mean, it's pretty secure. Last time I checked, it's closed. I'm sure I'm not wrong.
So the border's always been closed, would be my argument. And the reason people are not showing up at our border is because Trump is arresting people and sending them to prison for the rest of their lives in a terrorist prison in El Salvador. And that's without due process for a crime that would usually be a fine of $50 to $250.
Illegally entering a country.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much. He's not sending everyone that illegally enters into a jail. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, even if he is, after what we went through for the last 4 years, I wouldn't be mad if he does that. As a Trump supporter, I could care less.
You wouldn't be mad. I think this is an
I
AI
think
voice.
Every country had no, it's not. I just have a very high voice.
Every country has a border, and Biden was even harsher on the border than Trump. We just had
Incorrect.
a lot of we just had a lot of people try to come across during Biden.
Incorrect.
Can you tell me how that's not correct?
Yeah, how many people, illegal immigrant wise, came through our borders and had free? What about the free apps? The not the free apps, the apps they were downloading that were flying them from like state to state that they of their choice.
That was CBP 1. That was started during the Trump administration, his first administration.
So Trump started that, right? That's what you're gonna tell me? That's incorrect.
When did it
It
start?
when I mean I don't know when it exactly started, but I do know under the Biden Harris administration it was more of a
I
thing than it was in
there's no
2016.
in my opinion there's no problem with having people apply for temporary protective status and asylum using an app instead of having to like crawl up to our border. I think it's totally fine.
Yeah, but what about the illegal immigrants that are criminals that are getting free flights to go to states that they end up killing American citizens? That's not okay. I
That's
highly disagree with that.
okay. So first of all, anybody who's being flown here is doing the legal migration process, right? You're not going to be
That's
on a plane getting any sort of free anything from us unless you're here doing the asylum process or something of the likes.
that's incorrect.
What program what program does the United States offer during the Biden administration that gave illegal people all that stuff?
Like free fundings of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I can't name you the exact program. I'd have to look up and find it,
I've
but
got a feeling you won't find anything. You guys just
no.
watch TV and watch Facebook memes, and you think that all of these people that are being given stuff are all illegal.
Well, I live in the city of Chicago. I have a close friend that's in Rush Medical School, and by the way, this isn't violating HIPAA if that's what you're gonna think, but she did tell me that in that hospital during her clinical rotations, there was undocumented immigrants that were getting free health care and checkups at her clinic. That's one thing. And then there's also,
How does she know what their immigration status was?
how does she know? Because it was, I mean, it was told within her team.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the healthcare being received. No doctor anywhere is asking what your immigration status is, so I don't believe you.
I don't, well, I mean, they're coming from hotels that are being like rent, they're living rent free at, and I can name a couple hotels
Yeah, those
that
are asylum seekers.
the, those are not not all of them are asylum seekers.
100% of them are asylum seekers.
When my parents came to this country, they did not get free high-rise hotels to sleep in with three free meals a day.
Were they seeking
They,
asylum?
yes, they were.
Where'd they come from?
They came from Iraq,
Okay. So,
fleeing
do
war.
you think that that's our standard procedure, and do you think that that's not a state thing? That's not a federal thing. So you're just crying about what your state's doing?
I'm not crying about what my state's. It's a democratic state I live in, unfortunately, and it's just yeah, it's state funded by Democrats. Biden Harris supported this. They support
How'd they support
sanctuary
it?
because they support sanctuary cities.
How did they do
And
that?
they support housing illegal immigrants, but keeping American citizens homeless on the streets. Like homeless veterans sleeping on the
It's not true.
streets in Chicago. But these illegal immigrants are getting free high-rise hotels to stay in.
Now, so you just think that they all get free high-rise hotels. I'd like to see what
I
the
don't
program
think
is that specifically offers free high-rise hotels to people. Like you might have had a clip showing that some of these people might have been able to stay in a hotel once. That might have been somewhat nice, but we're the only party that actually helps people who are homeless or people that are veterans. We're the only party that passes legislation to help those people in need.
okay,
You
saying
guys
the
do not
only
do that.
that's crazy for you to say that you guys are the only party to pass legislation that helps.
Can you tell me a piece of legislation that does otherwise? That
And
says otherwise?
I'm not like the person that will name it at the top of my head without doing my research, but I do know you guys are not the only party that
We
helps
are.
homeless people. You guys put illegal immigrants first, and then you put American citizens last. That's from what I see. And
Ma'am,
77
Trump is
million
trying to
people.
gut food stamps and welfare from the bottom half of our society and Medicare. Spare me.
That's misinformation. That's very misinformation.
In his first administration, he took 80,000 people off of welfare, and he proposed cuts to food stamps every year he was in office.
Yeah, for the people that have two legs and two arms that can go get a job and work, why should they be getting food stamps? For
Okay.
people that are able to
So
work, why should
those are just the lies they tell you that justifies them cutting it.
I see the people posting on TikTok saying Trump's cutting my food stamps, this and that. These people are highly, with all abilities in their body, they can highly
Yeah.
go get a job.
And they
I can't.
also, most of them have jobs.
They can have, okay, but that's different.
Okay.
Most of them don't. Most of them are living off the system.
That's not true. You don't have a number for that.
That live in Chicago, yes, they're living off the system for years and years. They don't ever want to get on their feet
You don't
because
have any
they
statistics to prove that. That's just something that your side perpetuates as a some sort of message. Do you have statistics for that?
77 million people think that it's just all made up and none of this is true, I guess.
You're just pointing to your entire voter base, saying that they all think that this is a thing, and that's something you
It
can't
is
prove
a
either.
It truly is a thing.
So you can't
Trust
prove it. You're just saying everybody voted, therefore I'm right.
No, I'm not saying I'm 100% right in everything I'm saying, but it's just not right.
And Democrats have had the popular vote for the last 30 years. Does that mean we're right all the time?
You guys lost it now. Right about now.
Okay, so there
You
you
guys are
go.
at like a 19% approval rating. Like,
Yeah, I don't think that means what you think it does.
I think it does. I think nobody in the next 20 years of my life will vote Democrat ever again. It was my first time voting, and I used to be a liberal 4 years ago when I was a freshman in high school.
Holy moly, you're a baby.
Gosh.
Somebody paid to kick you already, but thank you for coming up. Thank you for being civil. You're welcome back sometime, some other time, okay?
Okay, thank you.
W Jennifer, W Jennifer for the kick. If you're gonna want to win one of these debates, you're gonna have to look up what your policies, what your lawmakers are doing on your side. You will never win a debate with a Democrat if you don't know any of the laws, and it's 100% of y'all that don't know any of the laws. Hello,
Hello,
are you a Trump supporter?
I am.
What do you like about Trump? Hello? Okay. We should help homeless people. We should help starving people. Trump is taking those things away from people. Those people don't deserve those things. Good Lord. We're the richest country on earth, and we're reversing social safety nets for these people. What's the point of being prosperous if we can't defend the people that are most vulnerable? What's the point of even being prosperous? Not to mention, these programs account for 1.6% of your taxes that you pay. And it's the biggest concern you have. Just like every other political thing that you believe, it's the smallest, meaningless, most minute demographic or number that has nothing to do with what this problem is really like, what this nation is really struggling with. Nobody's crying that 1.66% of their taxes go to feed homeless people. But except y'all, except you fucking weirdos. You're spreading lies and hatred. Come prove me wrong. Come tell me where my lies are. All of the so-called Christians on the right hate feeding hungry people. They hate it. What's more adorable, kittens or puppies? Puppies all day. Kittens are selfish. Hello?
What's up, bro? How's it going?
Going good. Are you a Trump supporter?
I think kittens are more, beautiful than dogs. Just saying. But yeah, I'm a Trump supporter.
What do you like about Trump?
I just think that what he's doing in the Middle East has to be done. You know, everything that has been going on with the nuclear program that Iran's been onto. You know, I think we need to, you know what I'm saying? Because if Iran gets a nuke, they chant death to America, death to Israel, and I think we actually have to step in here a little bit. So what are your thoughts on that?
Hold on.
Iran has never given up its quest for nuclear weapons and the missiles to deliver them.
No, do you know Iran has killed over 1,000 Americans? It's not targeting civilians. That's targeting their nuclear facilities.
Nuclear weapons, atomic bombs. Israel scrupulously abides by its commitment.
They've killed over 1,000 Americans.
Weapons transfer.
Since 1995. You guys are falling for the oldest trick in the book. Remember when Bush did this?
No, that was different because there's no
okay.
nuclear weapons being developed.
I thought he was saying that we were looking for weapons of
They
mass.
actually are developing nuclear weapons.
We're looking for weapons of mass destruction.
They have the most uranium than any fucking other. Like they have a lot of uranium. That's what you need to fucking create nuclear weapons, right?
Can I
Or am I
ask
wrong?
you? Can I ask you? Why do you think they get to have so much uranium? Weren't they in a Iran nuclear deal for a while?
They were, but they pulled out of it.
Wait, they did?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
They pulled out of it, not Trump.
yeah. Trump did. I don't know why they pulled out of that. I can't really,
Yeah,
tell
nobody
you
really
why.
knows. Nobody knows. I can give you a hint
think
though.
I think Iran pulled out of it, not
No,
Trump.
Trump did. Trump did it against Iran's will,
No.
against all the signatories on the deal. Trump did
Why would he do that?
because he's a fucking dipshit.
No,
Because
that's not true.
because he hated Obama. Because he thought that he can get an even better deal. He's like, fuck Obama, fuck his legacy. Watch me, I can do better. And he said, I'm going to pull them out of the Iran nuclear deal, and then I'm going to sanction them into the ground. I'm going to make them so poor that they'll be worthless on the world stage. And here they are, years later, rocking nukes, right?
I don't think so, because even Hillary Clinton said when she was running for president, even if she said that if they ever had a nuclear, like they were making nuclear bombs at that time too, they had a lot of uranium and they're making nuclear bombs. And even Hillary Clinton said that if they ever develop or into the development of nuclear bombs, she will completely obliterate them. That's what she said.
Okay,
So-
but we had a peace deal, like
So-
one that got Obama, I believe, got a Nobel Peace Prize for it.
Well, they do shit behind our back, like these little treaties that they sign. You think they're gonna follow through with them or no?
Yeah, we were monitoring them every day.
So then Trump pulled them out. So
Yes,
you're saying,
I don't know how it's so hard for you to believe how like crazy and how thoughtless Trump's actions are. Like everybody's
I don't
like,
think
oh,
he did
Trump's
that.
unpredictable. Everyone's scared of Trump.
Can you show me the source? You have a computer in
Yeah.
front of you. Can you show me where he pulled out of that nuclear deal with Iran?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing because I haven't seen it yet. So
Trump abandons Iran nuclear deal he long scorned. I'll find you one that's not behind a paywall. President Donald Trump is ending United States participation in an unaccepted Iran deal. One of the worst one-sided transactions the state has ever entered into. Like, he's just so fucking dumb.
yeah, but what are these sources though? Like,
Dude,
all this
that was
shit
the
could be
White
fake.
House. That was Trump's White House that I just cited.
I don't understand why he'll do that, but I mean,
Because he's a fucking dumbass, dude. We've been yelling at y'all for years how fucking incredibly
like, why?
dumb he
But,
is.
like, can you tell me like what did we gain out of that? Like,
Here's the end of this. I know this sounds horrible. This sounds like I'm just biased and irrational. It's literally because he hated Obama. That's it. That's it.
all right, all these little fucking Trump or these fucking Democrats in the chat, just shut the fuck up, please. Like I don't need your
Dude,
your
they
back
shit on me
talk.
all day. Don't read chat. I have to deal with all day. You do too.
Yeah, well, shit. But like Iran, even without nuclear bombs, has been attacking Israel. So
Come on, dude. Come
Yeah,
on.
like they've been attacking Israel, bombing killing United States Marines and all that.
Listen,
I mean,
Iran sucks. Iran
some point we have
sucks.
to put our foot
Iran
down.
sucks, and for y'all to finally look
Dude,
at one of the wars that we're standing down
Hold
by the barrel of a war with Trump now, and this is a cope. It's a major cope. All right, you guys are going to come to terms. You're going to find the things that you're going to tell yourself in your head to make this okay, to make y'all right. This is what you're going to do over the next few weeks.
Well, don't you believe that fucking government is just kind of fucked up over there?
Yes, a
Iran?
theocracy, a government that's intertwined with religion. Yeah, never ends well.
Yeah, so we need to do something, don't we?
We don't need to fucking bomb them.
We need to bomb their nuclear facilities. Yes,
That's already done.
It's not done yet. There's one underground underneath that mountain that needs to be dealt with. So, I mean,
Bruh.
I don't know, dude. We got to take them out.
Hey, if y'all want to be warmongers, go for it. But you can't call us
it's not
warmongers
about
anymore. Can't call us
It's not about
warmongers
It's
anymore.
not about warmongers. Like it's gonna be so unstable in the Middle East if they get a nuclear bomb.
Dude, you know what? Ukrainians are being invaded on their own land. Like, they didn't do anything. They literally were just sitting, chilling one day, and Russia is pushing into their land.
Why do you think they invaded though? Why do you think Putin invaded?
Because Putin is an authoritarian dictator, and he wants the USSR back. He wants to go back to a time where
if America was strong, but we had Biden, and Biden was honestly mentally,
nothing's
declined.
changed. You can't, dude.
Biden never did anything.
Yes, he
never
did.
Talked to he
Biden
never
got
talked to anybody.
Biden got
So-
50 countries to rally behind Ukraine, bro. Trump could never. Trump can't even get fucking people to come to a fucking a peace deal. Putin doesn't even show up with Trump in office. No, none of our friends would show up with Trump in office. They're literally making deals without us right now because Trump and his actions towards our allies.
Well, we have the strongest military on the face of the planet.
Okay,
So
well, that's a cope.
I'm not really worried about any of that, but
It's a cope.
I mean, what we got to do is we got to put Iran in their place, in my opinion, because Iran is the biggest funding terrorist organization on the planet Earth.
You're so brilliant. How did you come up with that?
They fund terrorists all the fucking time. So like they need to fucking.
Hey,
we
Qatar
need to do
funds
something about that.
Qatar funds the same exact terrorists, and Trump accepts $400 million jets from them. Should we bomb them too?
Bomb Qatar?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. But I mean, yeah, whatever, dude. But I just came in here to just talk a little bit. But yeah, cool, bro. Whatever. You have your beliefs, I have mine. So, and I think this is more of a spiritual war than anything. Because I'm a spiritual guy. I believe in God and stuff. But I know that you don't stand with Israel, but that Israel's the apple of God's eye. So,
No one believe. I don't believe in that superstitious nonsense.
all right, whatever, bro. When Jesus comes back, you're gonna figure it out. You're gonna bend the knee to him. So, like all of us in
You're
here are gonna
right.
bend.
I should start grabbing
All of
women by
us
the
in here
pussy
are
to
gonna
get in his
bend the
good
knee.
graces.
All of us in here is gonna bend the knee to Jesus Christ when he comes back. That's all I gotta say.
All right,
So,
bro.
all right, goodbye.
We're cooked. We're so cooked, chat. Hello?
Hey,
What's up?
I just came on because I wanted to say kittens are more adorable than puppies, and that's all.
All right.
Sorry. Bye.
Bye. It's puppies, chat. Kittens are puppies. Puppies all day. They want to hang out. They're loyal. They need attention. They cuddle. Cats don't do that. Hello?
Oh, hello.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Not. I was trying to jump in with the last guy and talk with him and you, but if you're only talking to Trump people, then I can go.
I am. I'm only talking to Trump people, but thank you. Thanks for coming to cheer. I guess I don't know. Thanks for
Yeah,
thanks
good
for
luck
coming to the fight.
for sure.
All right, chat. Tap the screen. Let's get to like 25,000 or something. Don't be selfish. You have met the right cats. Then you haven't met the right cats. I had a cat as a child for like 12 years, and I saw it like 4 times. I saw it a total of 4 times. Yellow?
Hey, how you doing? So you had a bad experience with a cat.
It's probably true.
You had better experiences with puppies.
Yeah. Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
All right. What do you like about Trump?
Well, it's felt like the nation did. You know, the reason that they unequivocally elected him. That we needed. He's not perfect leadership by any means, but but where we were going with Biden was just kind of pathetic. There's going to be other things. That come up that you may easily think that you can point out that Trump's leadership is pathetic, but I had a choice to make, and went with
Can I qualify your opinion?
a better leader. What's that?
Can I qualify your opinion?
I mean, you can give me your opinion.
Can you name a few things, pieces of legislation that Biden got passed during his presidency?
The Chips Act. There were several, and there were also several that Trump passed during his first administration.
Nothing
I
is
can't name.
meaningful. Yeah, so Biden did much more like monumental legislation, and he got deflation. I'm sorry, he got inflation to cool down from 9% to like 2.2. He gave us the softest landing from COVID on the world stage. People were envious of our economy. I don't think there's much people can actually say that Biden did that hurt our economy. And people usually just conflate the state of affairs after COVID with Biden somehow. I think Trump spent a lot of money and a lot of time convincing y'all that Biden's somehow responsible for some of the things that you had grievances with. But I've never heard anybody actually articulate that.
Well, everything costs to be transported. So when you have executive orders that slam the face of big energy in the United States. And I mean, you can debate this, whatever.
Like which one?
I personally think executive orders. I don't know. I'm not gonna. They're there. You can look them up.
Yeah, I've been asking people for like a year almost. I haven't heard any.
Well, you know, I mean, I could go and look them up after. I have better things to do than look those up. That happened.
Wouldn't we want to see like the things that mess up our economy? Wouldn't you want to see what those are so that we know not to do them again?
You know what? We have a great leader in office now, so we're moving forward. We're past that. No, I'm busy living my life.
I don't just trust people to do all of the stuff. Like I actually just like look at policies and like, yeah, those are good policies. I don't just like put all my eggs in the basket of someone's character, especially Trump.
Well, his character, right? I mean, so he's not perfect by any means. I mean, you know, nobody's saying that. He's not a 30-time convicted felon.
He is.
Well, no, not really.
What do you mean,
No.
not really? He like it is an actual fact.
You know
He
what?
is.
That's the joke. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like the popular kid in high school. You seem like you're not a total nerd, but you know, the way they've treated him, it's just really funny. Like I just love the fact that he got back in office. It's just really hilarious to me after the way he was treated by the media and so forth. It's just pretty funny.
Okay, but he is a felon, and we're reaping what we sow. Like we are watching everything that could possibly go wrong, and a lot of people are just coping with it now. But let me tell you something about. You mentioned gas prices affect like inflation. I think that's what you're alluding to, like energy costs.
Gas prices. I said to transport things.
Yeah, it's to transport things. If you do things that maybe is that what you're alluding to?
I mean, it was, yeah. Pardon me, I was wrong. Yes, yeah, that's what I was alluding to. Yes, yeah.
Okay, so what if I told you that Trump is the main reason gas prices skyrocketed?
That's interesting. Did you watch that on Vox?
No, I read.
You read Vox?
No, I don't know. Most of you guys, it's very interesting. Our side doesn't really do this, but most of you guys, I struggle this day in, day out, but you muddy the waters. And we have a conversation. You go, where'd you see that CNN? Da, da, da. It's the same thing that Nazi Germany did to get people so confused and compliant with whatever Trump has to say. It's like, you know, it's the only truth out there. If any news source comes out and says otherwise, they're the enemy. I feel like that's what you guys are programmed to think.
Quite contrary. I said that he wasn't the perfect leader. I just asked you where you saw that. And actually, I mean, you didn't take it poignantly and run with it or whatever. I just said that that's kind of what I'd seen, and you said that you read or whatever, and so I didn't get a chance to say that. But
have you heard of the OPEC 2020 deal?
I have not, but I I believed in that, and that's because I looked into it or whatever else. So
okay, so the OPEC 2020 deal, nobody denies this happened. It's just something it's just kind of boring stuff that nobody reads unless you're just interested in what really happened. But this is something that Trump did to increase gas prices. It was literally meant to increase gas prices for the first time in history during 2020, during COVID. Gas prices, the price of a barrel of oil is $37 negative, and gas companies, oil production, they were dying, and they didn't want to stop producing oil because that means they had to fire people, and that means they'd have to file bankruptcy, etc. So what they asked Trump to do is they said, hey, can you call your friends in Saudi Arabia and in Russia and say, hey, stop drilling so much oil, because oil is a world commodity. So if there's a lot of oil in the world, it's cheap. If there's a little, it's more expensive, right? Supply and demand. So Trump picked up the phone and called Saudi Arabia and said, hey, if you guys don't stop producing so much oil, I'm going to stop selling military defensive weapons to you. And they said, okay. And then they stopped drilling oil to the tune of 9.7 million barrels per day. And to put that in perspective, that's a little bit more than what we were drilling as a country as a whole during Trump's first presidency, at the first year. So
the first year or the first 4 years?
During the first year, it went from at the beginning it was like 8.8 million barrels a day, and I think he left it like 11 million barrels a day, and Biden took that and went all the way to 13.4.
To play catch up. I mean, and so who asked him to do that?
All of his rich friends.
All of his rich friends. And you don't think Biden has any rich friends? Biden is like the epitome of, yeah, he's right there with Trump.
I don't care. I don't care how many rich friends Biden has. I'm just saying that this is what Trump did so that he could raise oil prices for his rich friends to stay in business, and that's why gas prices were up. And then he ran 4 years telling y'all the reason gas prices were up is because of Biden, and you know that's exactly something Trump would do, right?
Well, he's a good leader, so he's going to take advantage of whatever he can, sure. But I mean, I'll look into that. You bring up an interesting point, so I'll look into that. And I think quite like the last caller, you know, we can agree to disagree. I mean, did you think that? Did you think, Pickles, that Kamala Harris would be a better leader?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because America kind of blew that out of the water. America was like, wow, no, we need this guy. We know he's kind of a little bit of a weirdo, but we need this guy.
Nobody was interested in hearing the boring, subtle economic plans that she wanted to enact that were probably really good. They were more interested in hearing about cats and dogs being eaten. They were more interested in hearing about sharks and batteries and how bombastic Trump's claims were. Those things flooded the media and got media coverage, not Kamala's like little like house development plan to build 3 million homes.
The house development plan wasn't for the American working person. That's crap. Absolute crap.
It was for first-time home buyers like me.
Yes, right. That were, I forget the exact details, but that was not for the average Joe first-time home buyer. That was for.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. No. So we'll agree to disagree on that too.
You can't disagree. You can't agree. It's literally first generation, first time home buyers. If your parents don't own one, also if you're a construction company and you're going to build a new home, you got a tax incentive for that too. It was literally for people in the entry, like first time home buyers.
She could barely form a sentence.
Trump
she talked about buses.
Dude, okay, Kamala is like about 1,200 times more articulate and eloquent than Trump. Trump talks about sharks and batteries, about the late great Hannibal Lecter, about lumberjacks. What? I mean, so it just it's whatever fits your fancy, I guess, bro. Pickles, thanks for having me on. You've been respectful. You brought up a couple of points that I will look into. And you, sir, have a good night. You too. Take care. Alrighty. Chat, tap the screen. Yeah, she's an attorney. She literally wins lawsuits for like this. Like she goes up against giant corporations who spend millions and millions and millions of dollars to represent them, and she wins those arguments and wins huge sums of money for the people of California. She literally is way better with words, and Trump's a game show host. Hello?
What's going on?
What's up, bub?
Hey, so that was an absolute dog walking. That was. I just want to point that out. I want to give you a little hand. That was a dog walking.
Appreciate you.
That guy. Yeah, that guy embarrassed him. That's all I wanted to come up. I wanted to say, well done. And by the way, yeah, anyone that wants to say that, because I actually had this conversation. A person, Ditzy. A gentleman called her Ditzy today, and then I walked down through the whole thing you did, and then I ended with, where do you stand on the debate with sharks or water, or sharks or stay on the boat? And I was booted and blocked. Literally, that was the conversation I had today. But anyways, Pickles, always good talking to you. And well done. And yes, green. Stay with the green.
All right. All right.
I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right,
See ya.
Bo. Someone on YouTube says Kamala slept her way to the top. She was in elected positions. How do you sleep to get elected by the public? Did she sleep with 4 million people? What are you talking about? Are these guys literally just that brainless? How do you not put, like, if you think for more than half a second, you're like, like, she slept her way to the top. I wonder if that's real. Oh yeah, she was elected to those positions. That doesn't make sense. You just have to like, you have to think.
Hey, did you enjoy all those Jill Stein voters' comments?
No, I didn't see him.
He said, stay with the green, which means he voted for Jill Stein, and he was complimenting you for like 2 minutes.
I don't know. Maybe it's also an insider thing that people are talking about my glasses. I have green glasses and orange.
I think it was more of a Jill Stein reference, but I don't know. Because why else would he say green other than the Green Party?
Because it's an ongoing thing. I ask my audience if they like my orange glasses or my green glasses, and they always say green.
Okay, never mind. I'm missing context.
That's all right. Are you a Trump supporter?
Anyway, I'm glad I clarified that in the meanwhile, because that when it confused people. Okay, who are new. I voted for Hillary. I voted neither Joe Biden or Trump, and then I voted for Trump on the third one. That's my voting record.
What do you like about Trump?
I like that Trump right now currently is going maximum pressure on the Iran regime, which if you ask the Persians of LA, which has a huge Persian diaspora, what they think of the IRGC and the current government that rules Iran and basically oppresses their own people and
I don't think anybody likes the government of Iran outside of Iran. I think very few people like it.
Yeah, and it's systematically built with many thousands of people, which are the IRGC, and Trump is putting maximum pressure currently on Iran and showing the world that you can't establish a multipolar world. He's showing China that they won't be able to do anything in Taiwan and showing Russia that they cannot make advances in Ukraine.
Wait, showing Russia that they
that
cannot make advances in Ukraine?
Iran, China, Russia, and North Korea, as you know, are creating a super alliance, and Trump is stomping it out by the Ayatollahs, which are the first ones who want to create nuclear proliferation. And I'm
wait. How is he stomping it out? He's done nothing but embolden Russia.
No, he's been granted airspace by the Israelis, and he's taken out the lead top commanders of the IRGC in coordination with Israel, and as well as pulling off many stunts. The only thing that's in question is if the IRGC is still powerful enough. I mean, the only question is if the IRGC is still powerful enough to keep functioning. And I think as we're seeing with the current
I just brought up Ukraine.
The M word apparently.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about Ukraine and Russia. Can you tell me how I'm wrong about that?
What do you mean?
Trump is literally Putin's wet dream when it comes to us defunding Ukraine and stopping giving them military intelligence. Also, basically abandoning NATO on the world stage, emboldening Russia even more to maybe
Okay,
let
I
them
have
do
two
whatever.
questions for you. Under whose administration was Ukraine invaded?
Under the Biden administration.
No, Obama first in Crimea.
Oh,
and then when was it? When was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when was the second time?
Biden.
Under Biden.
Yeah, but now.
So who was consistently pressuring the super alliance in the Axis in coordination, and who's consistently doing America's dirty work
neither here nor there.
now?
That's neither here nor there.
The relevant question is Israel is doing America's dirty work, and Americans should be saying thank you currently because
You keep bringing up
America
Israel. I
will,
want to talk about Russia.
yeah.
I want to talk about Russia, and I'm proving you wrong. Just because Russia was recouping and gathering the military forces and lining up on the border of Ukraine while Trump was in office and not pushing into Ukraine doesn't mean anything. Trump literally is not doing anything now. They don't even bother to show up to any of the peace talks when Trump's involved. They don't give a flying fuck.
Yes, they do.
Trump has
Trump
done
has been
nothing but
centered on peace. Trump has been critical of
okay, but he
NATO
hasn't. He
alliances.
hasn't.
By the
He
way,
hasn't
he's
done
the one who
anything.
said that
He hasn't done anything
if
to put
Ukraine
his
had
foot.
joined NATO,
He,
if they had joined NATO, we wouldn't have this problem today. If Ukraine was allowed NATO membership in 2008, we would not have this problem today.
okay, but they were corrupt in 2008.
Okay, and then that led to what?
To us ousting their leader.
No, that's Russian propaganda, what you said right there. You are the one spouting Russian
I'm
propaganda.
sorry. What?
Ukraine might have been corrupt. Ukraine might have been corrupt. I mean, they have funded ISIS in the Middle East
Dog,
on certain accounts.
how would
But what you're saying,
how would that be
but
Russian
what you're
propaganda
saying,
when they had a pro-Russian leader? That was a pro-Russian leader in Ukraine. That's who we wanted out. They had a pro-Russian government. That's why they also couldn't be trusted very much with weapons in 2014 when they first got invaded, because they had pro-Russian separatists in the Donbass region, and they like we were like, well, you know, you guys are a little weird.
so you're not going to grant the only citizenship that Vladimir Putin wants to make to establish the new Soviet Union, which the United States had information on since the 80s, since the Soviet Union started falling apart. You know, and you're saying that the Ukraine itself, yeah, we shouldn't grant it NATO membership because why? Because
Because
then
they
they
were
won't
pretty
get
much
attacked.
Russia, because they were a fucking arm of Russia.
They were an arm of Russia in 2008.
Yes, they were pro-Russia. They had a pro-Russia government in 2008. Yes, that's why they weren't allowed.
In 2008, they had a pro-Russian government.
Yes.
So isn't that the same? Listen, if I took that argument, then we shouldn't support Taiwan against China because 45% of the parliament supports China and unification.
Okay. Okay. Then I guess that's true then.
No, the problem is the subversion. Russians are consistently subverting Ukraine and implementing politicians that do that. The United States has been consistent with their strategy to allow the Ukraine into NATO until the moment that they had the
excuse
deal.
me, are you denying the fact that they had a pro-Russian government?
Yeah, I think that it's been subverted. It's the same thing as saying Taiwan has a pro-China government.
No, I'm not. That is not the same thing. They literally had literally the former leaders and the prosecutor we had fired, Viktor Orban. I'm not Viktor Orban. That's the leader of Hungary. Viktor Shulkin. He was. They're in Russia right now. They are literally in Russia now that they're not part of that government. They're pro-Russian.
It says right here, NATO Summit 2008, President George W. Bush and President Viktor Yushchenko,
Yeah, Shenko.
Yushchenko of Ukraine's Shanghai after the joint press availability. From what I understand, George Bush did not shake hands with Vladimir Putin.
Viktor Yushchenko, who was the third president of Ukraine in office 2005, he was generally seen as favoring closer ties with the European Union and NATO as opposed to closer ties with Russia. However, it's important to note that his presidency in 2008 was marked by international political infighting and conflicts, particularly with his former Yulia Tymoshenko, who has served as prime minister during part of this term. This political instability contributed to challenges in balancing Ukraine's relationship in both the EU and Russia.
And what happened to him?
And then the person right after him was definitely pro-Russia.
But I said in 2008, if they had joined NATO, don't you think NATO rejection is the reason why they had to draw closer ties so they wouldn't get attacked by Russia, which is what happened. I think you misunderestimate how many people have died in Russia and its significance, and Ukraine too, and its significance, and how these things are infiltrated, and Russia takes actions to put people in their government and parliament, much like China puts people in
Yeah,
Taiwanese
so
government,
you
and
acknowledge that
puts
that's true
people in
now?
American
Why?
government
What
and
is your
Canadian
what
government.
is your stance then? Because you just acknowledge that that's true. Are you just reading from AI?
No, it's subversion. I'm talking to you. I'm looking at your face and reading your expression, and I'm just trying to
Okay.
build
So
a rapport in a conversation.
in one instance, you say that there wasn't any pro-Russia puppets in Ukraine, and now you're saying that that is a thing.
What I'm trying to tell you is that Viktor Yushchenko seems to me like he wanted to join NATO, and if they did under George Bush, we wouldn't have that problem today. That's my argument. My second argument
Okay.
is that Israel's doing America's dirty work in the Middle East, and Trump is showing China that they won't be able to easily take Taiwan. Those were my three arguments and contentions.
Okay, so my argument would be that if we don't show our force on the world stage and stop aggressors from invading their neighbors, such as China with Taiwan and Russia with Ukraine, and you guys keep chanting America First bullshit, they are going to feel very emboldened to do
I'm not
those
America
things.
first. I'm not America first. I'm not an isolationist. And I don't think most MAGA people who voted for Trump are isolationists. I think people were
They
rejecting the
absolutely are.
sickness of the
I've been
DNC.
literally interviewing y'all for 9 months now. Every single one of y'all until today have been isolationists.
I agree that there's a problem with the woke right, but those are 10%. Remember, in
That is not
Congress
10,
when
is
it came,
100% per my
no, it's 10%.
sample. 100%
It's a
until
small,
literally y'all are having
yeah,
a falling out right now because you're
45%
splintering.
of Latinos voted for Trump.
What does that have to do with anything?
So I doubt 45% of Latinos are isolationists.
The ladder pullers?
What'd you call them?
Ladder pullers?
What does that mean?
That means they came in here, their family came in here, their ancestors came here, most of them not through legal means, and then they say, yeah, but if you're
No,
illegal, you shouldn't come.
people like my grandma married an American, and they came the
So
legal way.
you're totally fine with people coming here as long as they fall in love?
That's legal.
Okay,
If
and
you get a marriage
we
visa,
can make it
you
legal. We can make it legal in many other ways, but you're just worried about they're in love or something?
No. What are
Why
you
does that
talking
make
about?
it so okay for you?
Make what okay?
Being married.
Being married?
They came here and got married for citizenship, and that's what makes it okay for you?
My wife, I have a wife, but my grandma married a man from America. That's
To
from one
get
side of
citizen.
my family.
So they could come here so long as they marry somebody?
No, but that's a legal way to do it. I didn't say that.
Who
I
fucking
said
cares?
they came a legal way, the legal way.
Who cares? Who the
It
fuck if they
matters
marry somebody?
because
Listen, if the law mattered to y'all,
and you
y'all
know,
wouldn't
and
elect a felon.
it actually affects
Nobody
me
believes
because
y'all.
because with my wife, we have to wait many months to get our visa because of how many illegals enter the United States. So it actually does affect my life, but I'm not
That's a
complaining
lie.
about it.
Literally, those numbers do not affect the amount of visas handed out. Try again.
Yeah, it does. The amount of people it's like 2.5 inches thick of paperwork when people need to seek asylum. Immigration
Yeah,
lawyers are
and how do
overburdened,
people
so they
under
can't
the
get to
radar? How do people
legal
flying
people.
under the radar make that stack bigger?
Why? How did we get to this, by the way?
You pivoting 300 times?
I didn't pivot to anything. I said I doubt 45% of Latinos are American first, and you called
Yeah.
them ladder pullers.
Yeah. And I said that yes, most of y'all are America first. Y'all all thought that Trump was going to keep us out of wars. No new wars. You guys thought that we shouldn't be sending money to Ukraine, but here we are sending money to Israel. These are the things
We're
that
sending
Trump
money
ran
to Israel
on.
because they're doing our dirty work against Iran.
Nice. And
they supply a
Ukraine was doing our dirty
mega-billion-dollar
work against
industry.
Russia.
Who was?
Ukraine.
Yeah, and we're supporting Ukraine still.
No, we're not.
Okay, how are we not?
When's the last time we sent them money?
When's the last time we didn't send them munitions and JDAMs and things they need?
Since Biden?
Yeah, and under what administration did they lift the shadow storms and the JDAMs from being used?
I don't know. I'm telling you that Trump is not funding Ukraine. This is Trump's. This is why he got elected, because you guys don't want to fund Ukraine.
We're not. There's no problem with Ukraine. The problem is that Republicans usually have, and this isn't me, but the problem most Republicans usually have is there have been many millions, like maybe one over a million people who have unalived during the Ukraine-Russia conflict, and it seems like the Russians want to continue that assault, and America has to find subversive ways to win this thing. It's not easy.
So
The Russians are super aggressors.
So Iran has
It's not
plenty of
like
people
Israel
that I'm
versus.
sure.
It's not like Israel versus
Iran, I'm sure, will
Israel's
have plenty of
complete
people die
dominance.
when we fund Israel with their bombs and their war. But you don't care about that part, so stop pretending about people need to stop dying regardless.
All right.
Trump is all about it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. T's lives don't matter. I hope you know that.
Yeah, and
Look,
Russian
there's a
invaders'
popular
lives don't
quote.
matter either.
No, yeah, exactly. So they say if you drop a boom boom on a T, you create 5 T's. We'll just make 6 bombs.
I think your entire geopolitical stance is I say this word all the time. It's incoherent. Makes no sense. Not consistent at all.
No, Israel is good at taking out its opponents, and they've even said that if they can't penetrate the nuclear bunkers, that they'll send ground troops before they allow America
You're just
to send
talking.
ground troops.
We're not even talking about those specific things.
Or even
Why
a
are you
B-52.
talking? Why are you saying that? I don't care. I'm talking about your opinions on the fact that whether we should fund our allies in defending themselves, or we should fund our allies in just straight up bombing people. Last week it was like, well, we need to stop when people
Do
need
you
to
know
stop
what the
dying.
difference is? Because Israel is targeting nuclear sites, which America said is the red line. They won't permit Iran to get a nuclear boom boom. So guess what? Israel is striking nuclear sites and also missile launchers. That's what
Did
they're
you know
targeting.
that
They're not
Putin
targeting
had?
anything else.
Did you know Putin had
But
200,000?
you know what Iran is targeting?
Excuse
Iran
me.
is targeting civilian areas.
Okay, fun. Did you know that Putin had $200,000 bounties on American soldiers' head in the Middle East?
What?
Did you know Putin had $200,000 bounties on military soldiers' heads from America in the Middle East?
Did you know Russia funds the Palestine movement, which was supposed to be popular among the liberals, especially AOC, Ilhan Omar, and Rashida Tlaib?
Nice.
So,
Russia
what's your
funds
point?
T groups, not the Palestine movement.
Yes, they do. If you look into the Palestinian map and the Palestinian movement under Arafat, Arafat met with the Russian intelligence and established that they would try to push for statehood after the fall of the Ottoman Empire. When the Palestinians were kicked out of several countries, no one pushed for statehoods. The Egyptians, Jordanians, and Syrian backed people with the Muslim Brotherhood, which was established in the 1940s, continued the push for Palestinians with Russia. It's a big Russian psyop. You should know that.
Okay, and then the people funding those same Hamas and Hezbollah also gave Trump a $400 million jet.
Qatar, you're right. Yeah, Qatar is responsible for funneling money into Gaza. You're right about that, and that is wrong. And I am extremely. That's why I say Trump. He does a 7 out of 10 job for me, because he
It's
seems to
incoherent.
have.
It's literally
the Qatar
incoherent.
knows.
You're like, oh yeah, that's completely right, dude. Yes, I know. Literally, it's just Trump. Whoever gives him the most money or sucks his dick the best. That's all. And you guys fucking have both your legs behind your head trying to explain this away. None of it makes any sense. Trump asked for that jet.
What do you mean? How's that important? The more important thing was he was given $1.4 trillion.
Who was?
The United States. The United States was given a $1.4 trillion deal with Qatar and better access to the Persian Gulf oil, and they share half
That's
of
the
Persian
claim.
Gulf oil as
Do
well.
we have that money yet?
What do you mean?
Do we
Of
have that
course.
money yet?
You
No,
want
we
to know
do
what the
not.
funny thing
No,
is
we do
about
not.
Qatar is they're so rich. Like they established Al Jazeera, funded the Arab Springs, they lobby in the United States and they lobby in the UK, and everyone's like, oh, APAC is doing so much, but APAC has never lobbied in the
No,
United
we
States.
have not seen that money,
However,
bro. You're
Qatar
just yapping.
has and Iran has.
Dude, when you're proven wrong, you run from questions by yapping, like very monotone, just yapping about other things adjacent to our topic. Someone just paid to kick you. Big shout out, Jennifer.
All right,
Sean, welcome back
adios.
some other time. Jennifer, thank you so much. Oh, that 1.4 million isn't even American dollars. The actual amount is 230K. Okay, so that $1.2 trillion is representative of the value of deals and investments between the two countries, not a direct transfer of trillions to the US. The overall value of the agreements signed between US and Qatar encompassing various commercial and defense deals. $96 billion deal to Boeing. It's between Qatar Airways and Boeing, purchase of 210 aircraft, and representing a significant portion of the overall economic exchange. The remaining portions of 1.2 trillion includes various other deals and investments in areas like energy, infrastructure, technology, and consulting. In essence, the trillions refers to total value of economic activity generated by the agreements, not a direct payment of trillions to the U.S. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
No, I just wanted to give you some information so you'll have it. The Prime Minister of Israel back in 2015 told Israel that Iran was like 2 weeks from getting a nuke.
Yeah.
Then again in 2017, he said the same thing. So he's lying. And in fact, our intelligence told Trump back a few months ago that they weren't near ready to have a nuke either. And Trump's denying it now. So I was just trying to give you some information so you would know what to tell these guys, because Israel is lying and we should not be backing what they're doing.
I agree.
It's
They've
just like
been
what
saying this since 95. I agree, Maureen.
Okay, well, anyway, that's all I wanted to say. And you're doing a good job, Pickle.
Thank you.
And thank you for having so much patience with that guy. I don't know if I would have,
It's okay.
but you're great. You're doing great. Okay, you can let me go now.
I got you. Chat, tap the screen. Tap the screen. Give me love. Give me follows if you enjoy these debates.
Hello?
Hello, are you over 18?
Yes.
Hello?
Not enough. Not enough.
Oh, okay.
But I appreciate you, man, and enjoying all the debates, but also just like highlights, like the US became oil independent under Biden. Like, so him saying, oh, now we're going to have access to the Qataris' oil or even the Saudis, like, it doesn't matter. We don't need it. And beyond just like everything that he was saying was wrong. Like, if Trump and this administration was pro Ukraine, the first thing that they said, I think it was in Helsinki, like Hegseth said, unprovoked, Ukraine will never be a part of NATO. If they were pro Ukraine, Ukraine joining NATO would be something a part of the quote unquote peace agreement that they're going to, but instead Putin is just dog walking Trump and stringing him along.
Yeah, even Trump admitted to that. Yeah, and I've never ever heard a MAGA besides that guy say that Ukraine should be part of NATO and it would be the better situation. That's crazy. Yeah, thank you, BCB.
I'll let you go, buddy.
All right. Are you going to do this for the next 4 years when Trump is president? What a waste of time. Yes, absolutely, I will. Guys, if you prefer to curl up in a corner and just take it when somebody is doing a horrible job in the government, then that's on you. I decided to start doing this, and I find it extremely fulfilling. Read it and fucking weep, baby. Are these glasses Oliver Peoples? I don't know. They actually look kind of dope. They're very close. Hello? It's a literal cat. A literal cat just jumped in my box. Guys, we're gonna look at these sunglasses, y'all. Shop eyeglasses, shop sunglasses. Who calls them that, dude? Hello?
Hello?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
100%, bro.
All right, bro. What do you like about Trump?
You are a Biden supporter?
Yeah, Kamala.
Kamala, not Biden?
Both. Biden was top 10 president.
Was he a president?
Yeah.
Do you think he knows he was a president?
Yeah.
What do you have to say about the hearing today on the Senate with the auto pen and the way you Democrats lie to everybody?
So, if you actually listen to the Senate hearing, you would have heard the law professor explain that the use of an auto pen is completely legal and it's completely fine. And if you guys want to change something about that, you have to introduce some legislation. But
Okay.
people have been doing that since I believe like the mid 1990s. And for y'all to make a spectacle out of this, while so many other things like us going to war are happening, it's an obvious distraction, and it's sad that you don't see that.
Distraction? So you mean you put a president in power, you told the American people that this president was so good, he was so intelligent, he was up to the point, like he was on point all the time, he was very sharp, and you lied to us for 4 years, bro?
Dog, I
You
still
talking about the
I still
president of
contend
the
that
United States?
he's still sharper than Trump. Yes.
You okay? So that's when you guys continue to dig and dig and dig, and you very soon you're not gonna have a way out. You
I don't know what you're
guys
talking about.
are
Okay.
well.
Hey, can
I'm talking
Patrimonio,
about okay. Look
Patrimonio,
at the hills. Look at the hills. You Democrats are dying on these days.
Patrimonio,
Defending illegal criminals, right?
like Trump.
Opening borders. This is your party. Let me talk
Patrimonio,
about your party.
people know what they're voting for besides MAGA. If you guys
Let me talk
elected
about your party a
you
little
guys
bit.
you guys elected a 34-time felon into the White
You
House.
spend the whole time out here talking about Donald Trump. Let's just talk about your party for a
You
little
want
bit.
to talk about Biden, who's not in office?
I'm not talking about Biden. I'm talking about you Democrats right now, right? This is your agenda. Defend illegal criminals.
Okay,
Open
like Trump.
borders. LGBTQ to the extreme, right? Like you can
Patrimonio,
have an operation. You can have an
Patrimonio,
operation.
Patrimonio.
Yes.
Tell me a politician that ran on that part. Tell me.
Listen.
You're gonna
What
get
else?
muted.
What
You're
else?
gonna get muted until
Okay,
you.
let's
You're gonna get
defend
muted.
now.
Patrimonio,
Let's defend
Patrimonio.
Hamas.
No, no, no,
Now
no, no,
let's
no.
defend Hamas.
Patrimonio. You're gonna get muted. You can unmute, and you're gonna tell me the politician that ran on that. Go ahead. There you go. And I also want to hear the politician that ran on open borders. Go ahead. Are you there? The button's right here to unmute. It's right there. There you
Yeah,
go.
are you okay? So the Democratic Party is the most synchronized party that it is.
Can you tell me
Right?
which politician?
You guys, if Nancy Pelosi says
Was it
something,
the politician?
you all follow. You all follow.
Can you? So who started it? Who
So
started
when
those
you
two
defend,
things?
when you have a Democrat defending a particular point, right, an agenda,
Okay.
all you guys are on the same boat.
So surely you'd
So
be able to
don't
find
ask
one
me,
of
don't
them.
ask me
You
for
would
no
surely you'd be able to
particulars.
find one of them that say this, right?
Don't ask me for no particulars. Don't ask
You
me
don't
for none
know?
of that stuff because you have AI and a computer or three,
All
four
right.
monitors in
It's up
front of
to
you.
you. It's up to you. I'm not going to
Just chilling
do
on my golf cart right now, bro.
All right, I'm not going to do your homework for you. If you want to debate, then you got to prove your points, okay? Otherwise, I'm just going to say you're
Okay,
gaslighting.
so then you guys said, okay, let's defend Hamas.
Who said
Right
that?
now,
Who's doing that?
let's defend Iraq.
Okay,
I mean,
who's
you
doing
guys
that?
are just crazy, bro.
Can you tell me which politicians are doing that?
Bro, you guys are doing it on
So
the
you're
media
just
single
lying.
day, every single day, because you are not with the president. You would never be with the president of the United States, and that's
So
something
you're just
I
lying.
don't know how you guys are gonna come out.
Patrimonio, nobody believes you, okay?
No, and 70 million people voted for the president, and now
Okay.
we just found out that China was interfering in the elections, and the
Yeah,
FBI knew.
I'm sure they'll approve that one too. I'm sure that's not just like a distraction.
No, it's everything for you guys is conspiracy. But guess what? You guys, that's why you guys lost, because you guys have nothing, bro.
You got
I mean,
me.
tell me what you would be doing different right now if you were the president. Like if you were the president of the
Listen,
United
if I
States.
was the president, I would be going after all those people who are eating cats and dogs. That's what I would be doing right now.
Okay, okay, okay. I can applaud that.
I would be nuking hurricanes. I would be, I don't know, talking about. I'd be chilling on my $40 million jet.
Nothing for you guys ever happened. But guess what? You have to invent stories about Donald Trump all the time.
I would be calling the president of Puerto Rico all day, every day. I don't know. I'd probably be going to see Beetlejuice and giving HJ's handies, old fashions, to the person sitting next to me.
Russia, right? You will probably send
I would
troops over there
be.
to fight Russia.
I would probably be looking for the space lasers. I would be having Elon Musk shooting down space lasers. I'd be golfing
brother.
1 out of 3 days.
And you guys are not getting much support from TikTok anymore because, I mean, nobody believes you guys anymore.
I literally, I get 1,000 viewers every day.
But anyways, you continue with your job. I know it's your job, and it's good for me anyways, because you guys, like any person that knows exactly what's going on in the United States, look at you guys, and they just like say like, okay, like when is enough for these people? Like what needs to be explained? Like what would be good for you if that Donald Trump would be able to do that? That's a good question.
Eat more McDonald's. That's what I wanted to do, as much as he can.
And by the way, what do you got for 2028?
Pete Buttigieg.
Oh my goodness gracious, bro. You guys are done. I'm telling you, in 2 years, nobody ever is going to want to be associated with the Democratic Party.
Okay.
Nobody will ever want to be associated with Barack Obama. Nobody will ever be wanting associated with Hillary Clinton.
Nobody knows what you're talking about. Did you see the parade? Did you see the protests? Did you see those? Like
Brandon
the biggest ones?
Super chatted $10.
Like the 12 million people that were out there telling y'all how stupid y'all were. Brandon, thank you so much for the $10.
It was a beautiful thing to see.
The parade that had like 8,500 people. It was a beautiful thing to watch, bro. The 8,500 people at your parade that cost us tens of millions.
There was thousands.
Yeah,
of
I know,
people there.
thousands, 8,500.
And by the way, all those paying protests that you do. I mean, you paying people to go and protest, bro. You don't know how many offers I
Did
got
they
in
ever prove
to
that?
go out there that they're gonna pay me $200 to 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 go and protest for something. That's what you guys do. You pay people.
Nobody believes that.
But guess
Nobody's proven
what?
that.
That money is running thin because the USAID is locked. You guys are not getting another dime from there for any of this crazy stuff that you guys love to do.
I don't know what that means, but we have Craigslist ad for people to attend Trump's rally for his parade. Did you know that?
I know you guys pay people. That's the only way you can I mean, who else is gonna go? Nobody on the right mind is down with you guys anymore.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You
Did
guys
you know
went too far.
you only won 1.7% of like the you won by 1.7%. So literally half the country is us.
Okay, wait for all the so-called irregularities are exposed and done. So far, there's like millions of votes that we already know that were sketchy.
Yeah, no, we're all waiting. It's been years. We've been waiting
Oh
for
no!
years.
Listen. The FBI just gave
Uh-huh.
the information to Chuck Grassley. Today, the FBI told them, listen, here's this information. Tell me what you see here.
Uh-huh.
That is they issued 20,000 driver licenses for this Chinese people.
Yeah, driver's
It's gonna get
licenses
very interesting.
they don't allow you to vote.
Okay.
You
It's gonna get
guys
very interesting when
you
it
guys
comes to
were
that subject.
you guys were conned again. You guys don't know the most basic civics, and it's very sad.
Yeah, no, you right. You definitely you are a genius. I see. You are a genius. You voted for the person the lost, but you are a genius.
I'm literally average IQ, and just say one thing for me. Can you say thank you, Jennifer?
To an ideal.
Can you just say thank you, Jennifer?
You're still holding on to an ideal that already lost. That is proven that.
All right, W Jennifer's Jesus tap dancing Christ. All 34 charges were not dropped either, Chatty. That is made up. I'm literally the most average IQ person walking amongst us. I am not that smart. But I do feel like a fucking genius when I talk to some of these people.
That was
feel like-
awesome.
Yo, what's up, man? I didn't even
How's it
notice you were up
going?
here. What's up, dude?
Yeah, that was wild listening to him.
Oh, God, that guy's crazy. Jason says goodbye. Kick. W, Jennifer, and Jason for the last few kicks. You guys are too fucking kind. I love y'all. And chat, if you guys haven't followed Nemo, what are you doing with your lives? What are you doing? Can you? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. All right, let's get to the next person. We have plenty of people in the box. We love it. We love it. Yellow.
Yeah.
That's what.
I just wanted to come up and say that, that guy was saying the truth and you just can't handle it. You have to pay people to go out and act like hooligans. It's awesome what you guys do.
Can you show
Make
me proof
yourself
of
look
people
more
getting paid to do
depressed
that?
by the day. Your protests happen in my town. I saw some of the most corrupt fools sitting on the side of the road with fucking signs, like just waving them around like it's gonna get them somewhere.
Were they
didn't
paid
get
to
them
do it?
anywhere.
Everybody's
That just
town.
made them worse. It made them look like straight fools, walking around blocking intersections, walking real slow as if like people don't need to get to the nearest mire. Like, you
I don't
guys
know.
are fools.
I don't know what you're talking
Like,
about, dude.
the fact that you actually think that your protest did something, they just made you look like idiots.
It pissed you off.
Well, it happened in my town, bro. I live in
Yeah,
a
it
nice
happened in
town.
everybody's town and it pissed you off. I think that's doing something.
I mean, it I mean,
Thank
yeah, I
you for
couldn't get to
confirming
where
that
I
it
needed
pissed
to
you off.
go because I was surrounded by a bunch of what I would consider soccer hooligans, worthless people that have nothing better to do but push radical thoughts. And I'm tired of your radical thoughts. Take your radical thoughts, throw them over the cliff, and think differently from now on. Maybe you'll win the next election.
Yeah, Pickles.
Maybe
We
you'll
got to
have a
take our
shot this
radical
time.
thoughts like affordable health care, universal access to health care, universal access to child care, actually having
This isn't
paternal and
Canada,
maternal
Nemo.
leave.
This isn't Canada, Nemo, just so
Oh,
you
this
know.
isn't Canada? You're right. It's America. We
Yeah,
should do
this
it
isn't
better.
Canada. This is America.
Yeah, you're
We
right.
don't do
It's
things like
America,
Canada. That's
and
why
we should
we're
be
better
able to
than
top
Canada.
Canada. So we
So
should
don't
be
bring
able to
up things
to
about
give them
Canada.
twice as
Nobody
much
cares
paternity
about
leave,
Canada.
twice as much access to
Yeah,
universal
what's
health care,
Canada's
twice as much
GDP?
access
What's Canada's
to universal
GDP
education.
and
We
what's
should be able to
America's
top
GDP?
them, beat them every single way.
What is
Right? Because we're America.
Canada's
We are the
GDP,
best in the
Nemo?
world. We're the richest, most powerful country in human history. We
Yeah,
should be able to
what's our
beat
GDP
and
at?
embarrass
29
literally every other country with what we offer
But
to
you
Americans,
bring
and
up
yet we
Canada
don't.
like they're successful. They need subsidies from us to even survive.
It's not even true.
And they need us to back them in any war they're involved in. They would never make it.
You just repeated some propaganda.
They would just be failures, man. Just like Canada's a failure, so are you.
Canada's one of the
Since you
top
love-
countries in the world.
Maybe you should become a libertarian. They seem to like to influence the election my way. Become a libertarian so it doesn't happen to you anymore.
I don't know
Stop
what that
being a
means.
Democrat because it doesn't work for you.
Do you know libertarians don't believe in borders and that are anti-war and are for pro free trade? Jesus, tap dancing Christ. Jennifer with another 4.
Why don't you become a libertarian though? Because they kind of
A libertarian would believe in all of those things I just listed and is completely antithetical to what you're saying. Jennifer, another fucking kick. Jennifer, I love you so much. Jennifer and Jason, how do y'all do it? Guys, a big shout out to Jennifer and Jason. They support me so much. I don't even know what to say.
They're doing the can with all that kicking.
Insane. Hello?
Hey there.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
I like the fact that he eliminated the Act of 1871 during his inauguration in 2017. I also like the fact that he enacted Executive Order 13903, which ordered the arrest of all involved in human trafficking worldwide and to seize all their properties. And
Okay.
I have a lot more receipts to go on to kind of give you a broad picture of what's been happening since his first inauguration.
Okay, sweet. So, what about him actually doing the act of trafficking children and doing the zero tolerance policy and locking them up separate from their parents and losing track of 1,300 children?
I don't know if you realize, but I think it's over 100,000 people, children specifically, that were lost during the Biden administration.
That's another piece of propaganda. So it's 300,000 is what the number he spouted. And that number comes from an ICE number stating how many children has not received their notice to appear in court. And they use that as propaganda to get you guys to have a knee-jerk reaction to it.
All right, well, I'm talking about a much broader thing. I'm not going to get into all these little tit for tat things because my point is much broader, and I can back it up with receipts if you guys are interested.
Sure, these executive orders are almost meaningless.
Well, why would Biden keep all of these executive orders every time when they're supposed to be reviewed every 180 days? And they went through the whole Biden administration.
Dang,
as
it
well
sounds
as-
like he's probably not going to try to look bad and allowing things that are decent to stay in place.
Well,
You
it's
guys
not
cried
just-
that he ripped up all of his executive orders the first time around anyway. Like, now you're upset that he didn't?
I'm not upset at all. I'm just sharing information with you. And how about the Universal Human Rights Declaration Articles 1 through 30 that he also enacted, which is also backed by Abraham Lincoln's executive order of the promissory note. Why don't you research that a little bit?
Okay, what about it?
So that Universal Human Rights Declaration Act put us back to 1776, where we're all created equal. We're born free to live free and not supposed to be charged for anything and to live freely. And that was also put in an executive order by Abraham Lincoln called the Promissory Note.
Okay,
You can
so
smile,
do you
you
think
can
that
there's much more to the story. So
okay,
don't be-
so we should live freely, but you guys are okay with Trump arresting and sending people to prison for the rest of their life with no due process? And you call a certain class of people illegal migrants?
You guys are getting all caught up in all the media lies. I don't know if you're aware that Obama switched the Smith-Mundt Act in 2012 or 2013.
Can you stay on topic?
Well, you stay on topic because I'm trying to explain something to you with executive orders. I'm trying to continue, and you're picking
You're
away
gish
this.
galloping. Yes, I have criticisms of thing you're saying, and this is a thing where we do back and forth. It's called debate. So when I say, hey, what do you think about this, and how pointless that is, and how contradictory to your point that is, you're supposed to say, well, actually, that's not right. And then you just allude to the fact that the media is lying to me, and that's not a thing. And the reality is literally a thing. It's provably, demonstrably true.
All I've given you so far is information on that Universal Human Rights Declaration Act and that Executive Order 1390.
Okay, I can go list off 1,000 things Biden signed too. What is the point? I want to talk about why Trump is a bad president now, and I'm saying that he's doing things completely antithetical to the Constitution and to human rights and civil rights. And he, for instance, signed an executive order that went directly against birthright citizenship, which is against the Constitution. What do you say about that?
I think that you're just trying to take me off my topic. I mean, why did Trump?
I'm sorry to pull you away from your script. Can you think on your 2 feet?
I'm not. I already told you I'm not going to get in tit for tat. Why? Who supports?
This is a debate. This is a debate channel. You see these words right here?
All the black colleges. Who supported all the black colleges?
Definitely
out of
not
all the presidents.
Okay, I want to tell you about this. I love that you asked me that. So Obama supported.
You got a little Democrat twist
excuse
to it.
me.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, let's hear it.
Obama supported them to the tune of $1 billion. Trump did $250 million a year, which is a huge downgrade. And then Biden came in and did $16 billion. So tell me, who did that the most?
I don't believe those numbers. I think you're not being truthful.
Okay, well, I'll show you. Which number do you want me to confirm first? 16 billion?
Trump is the one that funded the HBCU in perpetuity. That means it can never be taken down.
How many years does it take for $250 million to reach 16 billion? Yes, he did. Obama did $1 billion. How many years would it take?
Oh my
$250
God.
billion?
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He literally has a fucking script. Did you just hear that?
What?
Did you hear the paper?
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, you got a little
so
manila
I write
folder.
my notes down.
He has a fucking script.
It's not a script. It's notes. I've been doing research. Okay, you guys don't want to hear it. That's
All right,
on you.
I want you to read the screen right now and write this down in your notes too. Okay.
You guys really believe that Biden really ran the country too? You have no idea.
I
about
want you to acknowledge the screen.
Government. I was getting into continuation of government.
Bub. Read the screen for me. Once you read the screen, write this in your notes too. You got your little crayon?
How can you be so disrespectful for somebody who's trying to share some useful information?
You sit here and you're poisoning the water for the things I'm showing you. You're poisoning the well. You're muddying the waters. You're saying, hey, you're just
What's the
confused.
Source? Okay, let me see where's that source coming from?
$17 billion. Okay, this
Yeah,
was from the
source?
National Archives.
And who funded them in perpetuity?
Trump did $250 million a year. How many years does it take to meet 17 billion?
So you're not interested in him saving the children and the people in human trafficking. You'd rather talk about this.
You're moving the goalpost. You brought this up. I just slam dunked on you on it. Okay, write this in your notes. Write this on your notes. Scribble this off of your notes. Hey, keep black colleges out of your fucking mouth. You guys defunded it.
Fuck you.
No.
Go fuck yourself.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
you know how we know that it's a script and not notes?
It's
Because
not
when
a
you
script.
turned the page, you started talking about something that was not an answer to the question you were asked. If it was notes, you would have an answer. Instead, you had a pivot. This is some George Lucas level dialogue.
You can't talk about the things we're talking about. All you can do is continue with your rambling on with the notes you have.
Did he drop?
I kicked him.
Oh, okay.
It felt good though. It felt good.
Oh, wow.
Keep HBCUs out of your fucking mouth.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I've got an echo though.
Oh, that's weird.
Just,
Is there still an echo?
Test. Yeah.
What the heck? Hold on. How about now?
Test.
Still an echo?
Test. Are you screen recording?
Testing. No.
What is going on there?
do you have like
That's
do you have
weird.
like a dedicated mic?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So what's happening is the audio is coming out of your phone speaker, and your dedicated mic is picking up that sound.
Oh.
You need some headphones.
Okay.
So you can turn off if you turn off the dedicated mic, then it'll fix it. It'll just use a mic on your phone.
Let's see. All right. Can you hear me now?
Test. Yep, way better.
Without an echo?
Yep.
Yeah, we're good.
Awesome.
Are you a Trump supporter? You said?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
What do you like about Trump?
His policies. He's kept his promises. And also, if you want to be heard during a live debate, buy the wireless microphone by a lavalier microphone, and you will be on top of your game.
Nice. All right, let's see if Trump keeps his promises. Okay. So his first administration, he said Mexico was going to build a wall. Didn't get anything done. He got 52 miles of wall that he stole funding from using executive order from the Department of Defense. Got 52 miles of wall done. And then he said he was going to overturn the ACA and get something new. And he was going to have a healthcare bill in 2 weeks. It's been a few years now. Still has nothing written down on paper for us to look at. Then he said he's going to pass an infrastructure bill. Still hasn't done that. And then his second time around, he said he's going to end the wars day one. Still hasn't done that. Now we're in a new war. He said he was going to bring down food prices day one, and instead he has put tariffs on those food and consumer products, and now those things are nothing but higher in price.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to end wars when you have a meat brain in the White House for a good 4 years, and everything he did was signed by like AutoPen, I'm guessing. I mean, the whole entire Democratic
literally
Party was kind of fuzzing around rather than doing their jobs. They're more concerned about filling their pockets than putting money into the Americans' pockets.
I don't know if that's true. So we have a ton of examples of where the Jennifer with another $40 to kick Weird Beard. Oh my god. Jennifer, thank you so much. Holy fuck. Jennifer. It's a different Jennifer.
I
To
got
kick
20
Weird
from Jennifer, Jason, and Jennifer. Thank you.
Here would be my answer to that. Biden, the Biden administration did all sorts of things to actually take money and invest it here domestically. Things such as the Chips and Science Act and the Inflation Reduction Act, and that made us all invest in alternative fuels. Invested into veterans here with the PACT Act, the largest the largest healthcare bill for veterans in decades. Literally trillions of dollars for things here domestically, and Trump has done nothing of the sorts. He's just done tax breaks for rich people, and that now he's funding wars. So Trump, the person that nobody can get along with, that he had a 95% turnover in his last administration, is the last person I would expect to be able to be a diplomat and negotiate us out of a war. So for you to pretend like Biden did so bad, in fact, when Biden got 50 countries to rally behind Ukraine in an effort to stop that war, I would say is a much better effort. We are now alone on the world stage. We have none of our friends to look to and say, hey, remember we're best friends? No, they all hate us because of the things Trump's done with things such as tariffs, threatening to take over Greenland, the Panama Canal, etc. Hello.
Hello.
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
I mean, I voted for him, but I wouldn't sit here and call myself a Trump supporter. But I did vote for him this time around.
What do you like about Trump?
Well, just a little background, just so you know where I'm coming from. I'm not either a Republican or Democrat. I vote for whoever I think is the better candidate at the time. I voted for Obama in the past. Sat out the last couple and decided, fuck it, I'm going to vote for Trump this time around. Mainly, it comes down to kind of like the cultural shift. I used to be very, very left. And, I just don't really like where the Democrat Party is going, the hills that they're trying to die on for a lot of things these days.
Like what?
Well, I mean, you can only tell people that, white cisgendered males are the problem and they're oppressing people for so long before you finally say, you know what, fuck it. I can't be associated with these people anymore. And you eventually just start getting pushed, further from the left to center and then from center to the right.
Where they're just telling you migrants are the problem for the last 40 years.
What do you mean?
Those are the people just using the opposite. So who's the one ruining the economy? Is it illegal immigrants who the right hates, or is it white cisgender men like Elon Musk and Trump, or fucking up our economy with tariffs and causing regressive tax reform? Or is it migrants?
Well, I think the issue is more of a class issue and not a Republican, Democrat, illegal immigrant, white cisgendered man issue. It comes down to the elite. The society is realistically broken down into classes. It's not, illegal immigrants are coming here and stealing our jobs, and it's not, cis white gendered men are sitting here oppressing black people and trans people. Like, most of the country is just working a day-to-day job, trying to just make their bills and live comfortably. And you can only spew these messages to these people for so long before they're like, you know what, I've had it. I can't sit here and listen to this from my side when I don't agree with it. You're eventually going to start getting pushed to the opposite side. There's a lot of things I don't agree with Trump on. You know, I'm not a MAGA guy. I think the dudes with the giant flags on their trucks and their lifted trucks, they're, you know, they're D-bags. You know what I mean? The same as the, you know, the crazy far left rioters in LA, you know, the psychos. But you know, it's coming down to like the left is acting so pretentious and high and mighty that they're not really interested in having good faith conversations with a lot of people to try to sway them to their side. It's more like, yeah, you know, Trump tards this, and it's kind of like, you know, I've gotten to the point where I feel like neither side really cares to pull anybody to their side anymore. It's just pick a tribe and that's it. You know, and there's a lot of stuff on the left that's just gone too far. You
Like
know,
what?
the bashing of white men is just ridiculous.
When do we do that?
Well, it's all over the internet. I mean, you know, it's a topic that you hear, you know, black people are doing bad in society because white people are oppressing them. Like, that's ridiculous.
So you don't think that they're historically oppressed?
Historically, as in the past, absolutely, 100%. But as of right now, they actually have more advantages than most people, most regular people. I'm talking at the regular level.
All right, let me help you out. Let me help you out. If black people get 20% longer prison sentences than the average white person for the same exact crimes, does that mean this is still true? If you're 20% less likely to be called back on a resume when your name sounds like maybe if you're black, does that sound like maybe it's still true?
Well, that's kind of like anecdotal evidence. I mean,
that's a study.
I mean, but there's also studies that say the opposite. I mean,
no,
most people just pick the studies that
no, there isn't. You cite a study.
You can't just be like, oh, well, they're all the same. Studies are just nothing now, meaningless. No, you're gonna have to show me a study that says otherwise. It's not true.
All right, so if we're gonna go that route, so what do you think about the crime statistics? Are those legitimate?
Sure.
Are crime statistics legitimate?
Sure.
So you're agreeing that it's true that 13% of the population is accountable for 55% or around 50% of violent crime.
No. Nemo, if you want to take this, you can.
Dude literally did 1350.
Yeah.
It's over policing of specific communities.
Well, we know that, but why do they over police?
You know that, and yet you cited 1350.
Yeah, but why
are you
would
going to
they
say the 14 words next?
Would it make sense that if an area has higher crime to put more police there? Is that logical or is it not logical?
So it's a chicken and the egg situation. Are more police in that area because of higher crime, or is more quote unquote crime being found in that area because there's a higher presence of police?
I mean, you can
Malcolm X has
argue
talked
both.
about this. Like the whole thing is, I can find you. I will literally find you Malcolm X in the 50s talking about this. If you don't believe me, like
I'm not saying I don't believe you. I mean, all I'm saying is, you know, what Malcolm X also said: the white liberal is the biggest enemy of the black people.
That's you also taking that quote out of context.
Yeah.
Would you like to say the rest of that quote?
No, that's all I'm saying.
No.
Finish
That's
the quote.
okay. Like finish the quote. If you're gonna invoke him, then invoke him in context.
Well, I don't know the whole quote.
Oh, of course you don't know the whole quote because you don't actually give a fuck about Malcolm X, right?
Not really, no.
Okay, so then why would you invoke him?
Well, I didn't bring up Malcolm X first.
I brought him up, and then
Yeah.
you tried to reverse it on me with your half-ass understanding of Malcolm X.
Well, either way. So back on.
No, it's
back
not
on
either
track.
way. That's a false equivalence. Don't try to equivocate on me.
No, well, I was
if you
talking
want to have a discussion about history, then come correct because I promise I know more about it than you.
I didn't have any intentions.
You tried. You just tried.
No, I was bringing up crime statistics. That's
No,
what my question was.
you were bringing up something that Malcolm X said, and you don't know that quote.
I didn't bring up Malcolm X first.
I know you brought him up second, and you brought up only a piece of what he said because
Again,
you
though,
don't know because you've never made it a point to know. You have made it a point to commit to memory that thing that affirms your bias.
No, that's what a clip I've seen on the internet countless times, so it's stuck.
A clip?
Yeah, it's like a minute clip that's all over the internet. That's
Yeah.
people tend to remember things that they hear the most, obviously.
Okay, and it affirms your bias. I'm sure that has.
I don't really have
that's
any
just coincidental.
biases for the most part.
You don't have biases?
I mean, everybody does, but I try to be objective with pretty much everything.
Okay, everybody's
to the
got
best of my
biases, but
ability.
you don't have biases because you're objective?
No, what I'm saying is I try to be as objective as I can. So back to the crime statistics thing.
Yes. So back to the crime statistics. Malcolm X talked about how over policing in areas will inevitably lead to finding crime in that area.
So with all the shootings in Chicago, should the police just say, you know what, screw it, we're just not going to police this area, and the issue will just iron itself out? Or should they keep policing
this is how
the area?
confused you are. Where does Chicago rank? Where does Chicago rank on shootings and violent crime?
I know there's about 29,000 shootings in
I thought you were about to be correct. There's about 20
Around
other cities
2,900
that are more
shootings.
dangerous. Did you know that Memphis, Tennessee, and St. Louis are also like the murder capitals of the United States?
Yeah, we can use all of those as an example. But my question is, if there's that much violent crime in an area, should the police just not police the area? Because, well, if we're over policing the area, all these people are shooting
No, I'm
each
not
other.
saying that.
You know what?
I'm literally not saying that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
Okay, well, no,
these
that's not what
areas
you're
are
saying. You're
dangerous
saying that
areas.
you're saying 1350, and then you're trying to draw a conclusion from 1350.
Have you
You're
ever been to
accepting
a bad
1350
black
as
neighborhood?
gospel, and
Have
then
you
you're
ever
trying to work backwards from that conclusion.
have you ever been to a really dangerous black neighborhood?
I grew up in the sticks in rural ass Georgia. So I actually didn't live anywhere near a black neighborhood. I lived in like a really, really, really rough part of like northwest Georgia.
So you were like in the country area?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, in the sticks. Yeah, I get it. I vacation out there
Yeah.
sometimes.
I can tell you that like on the whole, I feared for my life far more in the white trailer parks that I used to walk through than any black neighborhood that I walked through.
Yeah, but either way, there's these areas, these bad, and it's not just black. There's bad Spanish
Well,
neighborhoods.
you were
in the
talking about
country.
just black, and now
Well,
we're
that
trying
was the
to
primary example.
abstract
Yeah.
away.
No. I'm just making it clear that I'm not only sitting here saying only black neighborhoods are bad. There's other
Well,
bad
you
neighborhoods.
kind of are though, because you're talking about 1350, right? So that
Well,
would
they make
imply
up-
only
yes.
black neighborhoods.
Yeah, they tend to be
Yes.
the more
Okay,
dangerous
so
areas.
you are talking about only black. Which one
In
is it?
this instance, yes.
Okay, so then why were you just saying to me, lying, and saying that you weren't just talking about black people?
No, I made a comment saying there are other neighborhoods in the country that are, say, Latino, that are also dangerous. I'm not just saying only black neighborhoods are
just
dangerous.
saying it because you're talking about 1350.
Well, that's the topic I'm on now, but I'm trying to make a point to say that I'm not making the claim that only black neighborhoods are dangerous. There are other dangerous neighborhoods that are not predominantly black. But back to this.
Okay, let's do this. Why are you pointing to that? Are you saying that black people are inherently violent?
They are more inherently violent according to the crime statistics, the only statistics we have to go off of.
The black person, even
Not the
outside
average
of the
black person.
what about
No.
outside of the United States? Is that true then?
Well, considering Haiti and Jamaica are extremely hostile to gays, you could say that. You could make that argument.
Okay, that's literally an arbitrary point. What about the rest of the world?
I mean, like what other countries? Like the Caribbean?
Look at populations across Europe. Do they commit the same amount of crime there?
I don't know Europe's crime statistics. I don't
Okay,
really
the answer's
concern
no.
myself
The
with things
answer's no.
outside of the
So
United
the
States.
answer's no. For you to be stuck on the fact that a type of person, a race of person is more inherently violent is racist, by the way.
Well, no, it's definitely not. I mean,
Yeah,
bro, there's
it
a whole
absolutely
entire
is.
website dedicated to one specific demographic
Yes,
of people
I
acting
know,
a
and it's
fool.
probably very racist. And here's the thing, there's context to this, and the truth is, you need to acknowledge the fact that these crimes are happening because of matters that have happened in society. things that we have done, majorly white people, white-led country, white people making the laws, white people enforcing these laws. We have done this and created these things and these problems in our country. All right. So if a certain class of people maybe were oppressed and maybe didn't have the opportunity to like make real money or own land for a couple hundred of years, and we got to go around the monopoly board a few times without them, you think that maybe they might be in a different situation? Maybe they have some like generational trauma, or they have less generational wealth? You say no.
Absolutely not.
So you don't
No,
think that
because
that's the case?
there's such a small percentage of this population in America that grew up with generational wealth. Most of the country did not grow up with wealth. Most of us have all been children of working class parents that were barely able to make ends meet. But we don't go out and rob the Foot Locker.
You're just pointing to anecdotal evidence. The fact is, where there is poverty, there's crime.
Yes, there is crime, but there are more crimes in predominantly black neighborhoods. This is a fact.
And there's, okay. It just so happens to also be that we literally created those types of neighborhoods. We are the one through redline. Do you know what redlining is?
Yeah. So
Okay.
let me ask you this. If you don't have any money and you live in, say you live in a neighborhood, you don't have any money, you're poor, you're super poor, you barely are able to make your bills. Does that mean you can't keep your yard nice or your neighborhood nice? Like it doesn't cost
If we
any
have
money
any
to
if
do
we have
that.
any black people that would like to come up and be part of this conversation, please, I welcome you. I hate that there's a bunch of dumb fucking white men up here talking about this amongst themselves.
And this is my point. This is exactly my point.
What?
Dumb white men. Like you're not gaining any traction with anybody with differing views than you when you're like stupid white men. This is a legitimate
Dude,
we have
you
numbers.
like
You are
have
literally-
have you heard the expression "a hit dog will holler"?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Obviously.
Stop yapping.
Hi, Kiana.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. Is there anything you would like to add to this conversation so that it's not just a bunch of...
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for letting me up. Hey, where did you get your crime stats from?
I believe they came from the FBI crime data
You talking about
database.
the table on table 42?
I believe so. Yeah, the
Yeah,
the only ones that are ever stated pretty much when anyone brings this up.
So do you know that that's literally just arrests and not convictions?
I mean, yeah, it could be. I don't know all the fine details.
Yeah. So then, do you also know that Black people literally make up for over 50% of
Exonerations?
exoneration? Sorry, I can get that out.
I mean,
You
it's
know that,
possible. I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
So why do you speak on stats and state, because 1350 is actually a racist trope, like it's actually been deemed as so, and you're
I mean, you
repeating
can
it,
deem
but you
anything
haven't
racist.
actually done the
It doesn't mean it is.
yeah, but it is though, because it's been proven a myth multiple times over and over again, and instead of you actually doing the research, you just repeated it because it's rooted in racism.
All right, and I've lived in close proximity to plenty of bad neighborhoods, and it's not something that I haven't seen with my own two eyes. So
What
I
are you
mean,
saying you've seen?
in multiple states.
What are you saying you've seen? That they're black people?
I'm not saying black people. I'm talking about bad ghettos, like areas of extreme poverty and crime.
Have you
Just
ever
like
been
a
to the-
trailer park. Like a
Have you
trailer
ever
park.
been to the Appalachians? Have you ever been
Oh
there?
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay, so
that's
why
that's
hasn't that
hillbilly territory.
why hasn't that come up though? Because you only mentioned the
Well,
BIPOC community.
how
You didn't.
how often do you hear about violent crimes in Appalachia though?
A
Like
lot
never.
actually.
A lot.
Have you've never heard of
Really?
West Virginia? Yeah,
Of course.
the crime rate is high.
Yeah, but with not violent crime.
Yeah, yes. Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Maybe
absolutely
domestic,
violent
maybe
crime.
domestic violence.
No.
possibly. Yeah, because they're heavily
Domestic violence is literally violent crime, dumbass. Violence is in the phrase.
Yeah, but that's not like I'm at the subway and somebody didn't do what I asked them to do, so I pick up a chair and throw it at them.
You're right.
That's
It's just you're at
different.
home and your wife didn't do what you told her to do, so you picked up a chair and
Well,
threw
yeah,
it at
but
her.
nobody's
Put her head
condoning
through
that.
the wall.
Yeah. So we're talking about you're talking about a certain race being inherently violent. It doesn't matter how you encounter that. It's who's doing violence, and those are situations where white people are doing violence at a very high rate.
Yeah, I mean, I would be interested to see the statistics on that for sure. I mean, it's just not something that's
You
ever
just
talked
don't believe.
about,
You're
so it
just
never
kind of
crossed my mind.
now you okay.
Yeah, but
I believe it. I believe it.
But
You
it
go
was,
in the backwoods and hillbilly country, shit pops off out there for
but
sure.
it just
But it's
really.
not on the same scale.
I'm
What
sorry,
do you
I didn't mean
mean?
to interrupt.
Of course it is.
Appalachia, you can't even compare Appalachia and West Virginia to like every major city in the country, St. Louis, Baltimore, Chicago, New York City. That's they don't even hold a candle to any of that.
Yeah, but you have to go per capita.
Yeah, per capita is how you would compare them.
And then like it just goes into what Nemo says, like, and you even admitted that you have biases, and we all do.
Yeah,
Because
we all do, for sure.
That's how society works. But the problem is when your biases are not rooted in facts, and yours aren't. And you've admitted also as well that you have not looked into this at all. And even if
No,
you
I looked into it a little bit, and I wouldn't say I didn't look into it at all.
But what I'm saying though is this matter does take extensive research. It takes you actively doing the work, and it's updated. I think every few years or so. So you have to actively do. I think another one will come out next year, if I'm not mistaken. But even if you look at the statistics when it comes to the unalivings, right? You will see a huge number when it comes to the Black community. But what you didn't do is scroll down, because it doesn't even tell you the total in general. So there are thousands of unsolved unalivings. And do you know who the vast majority of those are?
I'm gonna guess white, cis, heterosexual males.
No, it's just white people in general.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, they do. Whites do make up the vast majority of
Don't
the
try to
population.
minimize the point that she's making by
I'm
doing the
just
victimhood
saying-
shit. Dude,
I'm
I can
just
tell you,
saying-
as someone who used to be in the alt-right, I can clock everything that you're saying. Your name isn't clever. Your little talking points are not clever. To Kiana's points, here are the per capita numbers. Top 25 most dangerous cities per capita for unalivings. East St. Louis, Illinois. Chester, Pennsylvania. Veneta Park, Missouri? MO is Missouri, right? I'm a dumbass. Then Helena West, Helena, Arkansas. Fairfield, Alabama. St. Louis, Missouri. Anniston, Alabama. Blytheville, Arkansas. Gary, Indiana. McKeesport. God, what are these names? Okay, Pennsylvania. College Park, Georgia. Baltimore, Maryland. Ferguson, Missouri. Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Wilmington, Delaware. Highland Park, Michigan. Johnstown, yeah, Pennsylvania. Maywood, Illinois. Pritchard, Alabama. Detroit, Michigan. Henderson, North Carolina. New Orleans, Louisiana. Flint, Michigan. Baton Rouge, and Bessemer, Alabama.
You're reading off all the highest crime rates or unalivings, you said?
Most unalivings per capita in descending order. So top 25. Now, I want you to take a wild guess and tell me how long did it take before I said Chicago, Illinois?
I mean, I don't even know how many you just named off. I imagine you had named off about 10 to 15 of them.
What if I told you that I didn't say Chicago, Illinois?
No, well, I know you didn't say Chicago.
Well, then why didn't you just say I didn't say Chicago, Illinois?
I thought you just asked me how long until I get to Chicago. Because I know you didn't say Chicago.
He's pointing to the fact that Chicago is nowhere near the top, and you guys are all the same. You're all programmed to think Chicago is just this big, out of control, violent city, probably with black people.
Is.
No, it's not.
It definitely is. Everybody that I've ever met from Chicago has stated
that's
that.
anecdotal.
Okay, so the 2,900 and something shootings a year. Like, that's a lot, man. I mean, you
How many
can't
people live in
downplay that.
Chicago?
That's a lot. Huh?
How many people live in Chicago?
A ton. That's still a lot. It's
you have to put it into context, dude.
It's really not. It's really not. So if let's do a little exercise, okay? This is for all the MAGA in the chat. We have a city of, let's say there's 10 million in this city, and then there's 1 million. And this city has, we'll say 20 murders, and this city has 40 murders. Which city is safer?
I didn't hear your question. You said what?
Which city is safer?
Out of what? I didn't hear the whole thing you just said.
Okay, this is a city of 10 million with 40 murders. This is a city of 1 million with 20 murders. Which city is safer?
The first, I believe.
This one, right? But it has more murders. Why would you say that?
Well, there's more people.
There you go. Per capita. It's a per capita stat. So when you just say off the dome, you're like, oh, all these murders happened. Well, it makes you wonder how many people might be there.
Well, yeah, I mean, but either way, a high crime area is a high crime area, whether it's 3 million people living in it or 1 million. It's, a high crime area.
That's not true.
That is very true.
That's not true. Are you more likely to be killed in this city or this city, my friend?
I mean, the likelihood, it depends, because a lot of those shootings are not just random shootings of like, I'm riding the bus and I just decide to,
You're more likely to be
pull it
shot
out on
in
somebody.
this city. You're more likely to be shot in this city. That's your answer.
Yeah, but the thing you're not disclosing is most of these are personal situations between two people who know each
So
other.
now they're
just
not big
random
deals?
acts of violent crimes.
Okay.
No, they're still big deals.
Oh, man.
The issue is when you have certain concentrations of neighborhoods where this specific block is very dangerous. Like, you can't just say, well,
so now there's all this nuance and that statistics don't matter.
there was always nuance. There was
Okay.
always nuance.
Of course there is, but like for some reason now you're just saying now it's like all about this certain block, like in this certain culture. That's not what we're asking. This is not what we're asking.
We got here because I brought up crime statistics in bad neighborhoods, and you guys were trying to say, well, it's because of poverty and generational blah, blah, blah. Like, these people make conscious choices to do the things they do. Whether you're poor or you're wealthy, you have a choice.
I know.
You don't have to take a shit in your neighborhood just because you don't have any money. You can have a decently nice neighborhood and be poor.
This is
It's
a numbers
possible.
game, and if you want crime to go down, there's things to make this less likely to happen. That's it. Yes, there can be outliers. Yes, there can be people who make it out, but we're all human, and we're all prone to similar behavior. And if people who are in bad neighborhoods are more prone to do crime, guess what? If we got rid of people in bad neighborhoods, if we funded bad neighborhoods, I bet you crime would go away. It would lighten up. There might still be some bad actors, just like there's people like Trump, who's very
Now, how
rich,
do
who
you-
commits multiple felonies and grabs women by the pussy.
Well, how do you mean when you say fund bad neighborhoods? Like, what exactly do you mean by funding bad neighborhoods?
I don't know. I don't know.
Giving them money? Just like giving them checks every month, or what?
Well, give them social programs to give them higher education, give them the ability to have health care, so that they don't have to do something unethical to make sure that they eat.
There's already a lot of this in place. Like, if you go to any, I don't know about what state you're living at, I don't know where you are, but like in Florida here, if you go to any hospital, almost exclusively, almost all the nurses, a high majority of them are Black women. So these people are going to college, they're getting educations, they have the means. There's financial aid. I mean, I'm going to college right now on a free ride from financial aid.
Of course.
I don't make a lot of money, so it's like you can make choices in your life to not just do what the
Of
homies
course
are
you
doing,
can, but
or
this
what
is
your buddies are doing.
There it is.
Okay. Well, of course, and this is a numbers game.
Where are you from, by the way, Adrenochrome? I'm just curious.
I'm from South Florida.
Of course.
Of course. Bro, this is like the most diverse place. Like, there's Hispanic, Black,
Go ahead,
white,
please.
pretty much everybody here.
Okay, so like I said, sir, I don't know if you realize it, but you definitely have your racism down pat, and your white fragility showed. the moment that
I'm
you
racist.
yeah.
So let me ask you
I'm
this.
sorry.
So
Can I finish what I was saying? If you
yeah,
want
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want to
so
seem
when you're
racist.
saying when you're saying that the black community has every opportunity that the white community has, that's just statistically not true. We are still experiencing redlining here in 2025. We've had highways purposely ran through our neighborhoods to bring the property value down. We've literally had sewage problems due to the lack of funding in our communities. Our schools are overpopulated but underfunded. And this is intentional. This is not something that happens by mistake. So when you're not giving the same opportunities and you expect the same results, I don't understand how you think that would be possible.
Well, these bad underfunded. All right, so these areas with schools that are underfunded and overpopulated, I'm pretty sure I could make an educated guess that the vast majority of these students are not sitting in class paying attention, trying to get a good education.
Why would you say that?
Well, it's because if they were, they would have different outcomes. Underfunded schools doesn't mean the teachers is not there teaching.
It can.
I mean, it might in a very small majority
No,
or a small
a small
minority.
majority.
A small minority.
A
Sorry.
small minority. I mean, like underfunded. What do you think an underfunded school means, dude?
Means overcrowded classrooms. We have them down here. It's
Okay, and
not
the classes
something.
are overcrowded because there's not enough.
Not enough teachers.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying is
However,
there are
so
teachers not teaching.
so let me say this.
So
If you have
what
instead
you
of
originally
20
said
kids,
was BS. Got it.
no.
Also,
So
just
if you have 20, if you're only supposed to have 20 kids in a class, and you now have 40 kids in the class,
yeah.
the kids, why aren't they sitting there paying attention, getting an education?
Says who, dude? This is literally more
Well,
of a thing in red states than
if
anything.
the outcomes are bad, right?
All right. Jennifer again. Jennifer and Jason with another kick. Guys, I asked that man straight up if black people are inherently racist, and he said yes. And then he balked when we said, hey, I'm sorry, racist, violent. Are black people inherently violent? He goes, yes. And then he balked when we said, hey, you're racist.
Can I say one thing and I'm gonna drop down and get out your way? I really appreciate you for letting me come up and speak.
No problem.
Like I said, what he did was just white fragility. It never feels good when you're on the hot seat, when you feel like you, your family, your kids, your loved ones, friends, even people you don't know, any community that you're a part of is being demonized. Like that's never a good feeling. So that's what he's feeling now because lately the white tea community has been being held accountable for the harm that has been done to the BIPOC community. And this is just facts. People are not saying this just because they want to be rude. Now, some people are bigots. I'm not gonna lie and say that that's not true. But you're experiencing white fragility because you feel attacked. So when you feel that way, just remember how we have felt for hundreds of years in this country. We've never been looked at as in a positive light. And you literally said that all of us are inherently racist, which means that we would be born. You know, sorry, that was my husband. That we would be born with these traits. And it's just crazy that he feels that way when we can go statistic for statistic. When we look at the statistics and that white children are the number one, pupils in schools, we don't say, oh, all white people are inherently racist or all white people are inherently bad. I'm sorry, I misspoke, but you get my point.
Yeah.
So I just want people to just check their fragility and realize that it's not an attack on the white community, but at some point something has to change and the system has to change within it. But I really appreciate you for letting me up.
You're welcome back anytime, please. You did so good.
I appreciate you. See you later, Nemo.
See ya. And thank you to Jennifer for that cash app. I do appreciate it. And Catherine, thank you for this one's funny. Catherine sent me a penny on PayPal and said, "This racist white supremacist is not even worth this penny. Please wish Deliverance a happy early Juneteenth and ask him to not commit any hate crimes tomorrow. And please correct his cousin fucking atrocious pronunciation of Appalachia. Wait, did he say Appalachia? Oh, goddamn.
I probably would say that too. Uh-oh. Yeah, sorry. Kiana, you dropped this.
True.
It happens, guys. Yeah, don't judge. That was real. Yeah, it was real. She had more sense than that other guy.
Legit.
Oh god. Oh god. uh. Oh my god. Fuck. It's been a great day. It's been a great day. This is better than Netflix. It's better than anything else. Nemo, how's your week been, dude?
It's been a week, man. It's been crazy. Like every time that I try to look at the news, it's just crazy. Like, I mean, the No Kings protest, that was incredible, right? That was absolutely incredible watching all of that. And then the cherry on top is the failure at the military parade.
I love that too, yeah.
I like that squeaky tank, man. That has got so much life. Like that's gonna live on.
I bet the tanks are so oiled right now. I bet every tank is so oiled.
Like that squeaky tank, man. That's gonna become its own meme to just encapsulate the Trump administration.
What's up, Jen?
Oh, not much. I just I wanted to say a couple things. I know I'm a friendly, and I know I'm not supposed to be here, but and you know how I can't stand homophobes, so that's why I've been like all over your chat to see who I could kick. But I just wanted to let you know that if you ever need to phone a friend, like I have my undergrad is in political science. I have a master's in public policy, and I'm an adjunct professor at a state university for political science. So if you ever need to phone a friend and I'm ever around, I can be your backup.
I love that. Whoa.
But yeah, but that last guest also, something he said really bothered me right off the bat. He used the word elite, and when I hear elite or elites, that is a dog whistle for me. That's a dog whistle for mainly anti-Semitism. I'm not saying I'm a Zionist or anything. I'm just saying that, you know, he's trying to say, you know, people are getting maybe it wasn't the last guest, maybe it was the guest before. Either or, it doesn't matter. But when they say elite or the people from the left are being paid, we all know what they're talking about, and we all know, you know, where that comes from. That is anti-Semitism. That is anti-Soros. It bothers me. It bothers me a whole lot.
Yeah, that's a good. I've never heard someone explicitly say that, but that makes total sense.
Yeah, anytime I hear elite, it's an automatic like dog whistle to me. And the people that say it may not understand what they're saying, and when you explain it to them, they'll probably say, "Oh, you're being crazy," but like it literally, that is the way it goes. That's how it is. It goes directly back to 1930s Germany.
That makes total sense. That makes total sense.
Yeah. But if I'm available and you have a question, or you have somebody like trying to argue about the Constitution, or even obscure things like Federalist Papers, like anything like that,
Yes.
you know, I can be here if I'm available. But I just wanted to let you know that. That's all.
Well, thank
And
you.
I don't tolerate transphobes, so I will always kick those people.
All right. And thank you so much for all the support too. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. If like, you know, I have it, I'm comfortable, and I don't have a problem supporting people that, you know, whose views align with mine. So you're doing a service to this country, and I'm going to support that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome. But I'm going to drop down now, or if you want to drop me, I don't know how that works. Like,
okay. All right.
But bye, everybody. Bye, Nemo.
Bye.
See ya.
Dang, I have the coolest community. Easily. Maybe besides Nemo's. I'm not sure what Nemo's like, but my community's fucking baller. Baller status.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Also, Chandler, you had said, which is cuter, puppies or kittens? Kittens. Yeah.
Wow. All right. All right. Not this thing right here.
Unless they're corgis, in which case puppies.
Look at this. Look at this thing right here. Where is she? Pickles, what are you doing over there? Pickles, what you doing? I'm gonna give her a carrot. You gotta come over here to eat it, though. Okay, all right. Come over here, though. Right here. Someone said, "How does elite correlate to anti-Semitism?" You hear all of the people making claims about there's a certain group or ethno-religious group that may run the media or fund all of our politics, and so on and so forth. That's what they're alluding to. My dog won't eat carrots? Yeah. Pickles loves her carrots.
And thank you to Danielle for the demo. You said, albeit that Pickles has a great community, Nemo has Heyo. Nemo wins. I mean, Heyo is indispensable.
What is that?
He's one of the guys that follows me. He's a mod in my Discord. And
oh, okay.
He's awesome.
Okay. My dog likes marshmallows. Dude, I might get some marshmallows and put those in my cart. Sounds kind of good. Someone said Destiny pooped this dude out. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Please don't give your dog marshmallows. That sounds... Yeah, Pickles is about 12 or 13. He may have pooped me out. You know what? It'd be an honor. Even though he's not the all-around most greatest person, but he's smart. And his troll level is pretty up there. You're all mad
Did you
Trump is
see?
making America great again. Yeah, that makes everybody so mad.
Did you see the Ted Cruz Tucker Carlson thing?
I saw clips of it.
Oh man,
Never thought I would
it's
see Tucker
yeah,
Carlson punching on conservatives like that.
it's weird. I don't know. I'm watching it and I'm like, I hate both of you a lot. But okay. Um, Ted Cruz is somehow even worse right now. That's wild.
Someone said Tucker Carlson is a real journalist. That's very debatable. That's very debatable. He's got a shill for Russia. I mean, that could be true. That could be true
Oh,
because
100%.
Russia, yeah, he's obviously a shill for Russia, but that lines up because Russia backs Iran. So for Ted Cruz to shoot on anybody who's against Iran that's totally in line with that. Definitely not
Yeah, I
true
hadn't thought
journalism
about
though.
that.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that either.
That also low-key explains why Tulsi Gabbard would say that Iran is not close to getting nukes.
That explains that too. And then Trump
Yeah,
disagreeing with that. Wow.
yeah, because Tulsi Gabbard is very much a pro-Russia shill.
Yeah.
I don't know how she feels about Israel, but I know that Donald Trump, he's I don't know, his allegiance is variable, but at the moment he seems to be very much pro-Israel. And so Netanyahu has been saying literally since like either 2002 or 2005, I can't remember off the top of my head, that Iran was like 5 minutes away from getting a nuclear weapon.
I think it's
So,
1995.
oh my God.
Yeah. 1995. It's definitely real this time though.
Yeah. Jesus. So that does kind of explain that. It's weird. Like you have to look at, yeah, it's like reading backwards. It's hard to logic it out at first, but then it makes sense in its own weird way.
Wow. That really just hit like a nerve for me. That just really like was a eureka moment.
Yeah. And I guess that also kind of maybe that explains the weird nuclear PSA that she did a couple weeks ago. She did like this weird nuclear thing. I looked at it. I think it's a few minutes long, and she's just talking about the dangers of nuclear weapons. And the only one that is nuclear armed at the moment in this conflict, not counting America, is Israel. So maybe. what's crazy is that I've seen some of the statements about Iran and how close they are to getting nukes, and also some of the stuff that Trump and people in his cabinet have said about the conflict, and it's almost word for word the same stuff that was said about Iraq in 2003.
That's what I was pointing out to someone earlier. He goes, "That's not the same." So, well, actually, it is.
Yeah, like it's legit, almost word for word. I think, was he the one that said the mushroom cloud thing?
I haven't heard that.
Oh, that. Let me see if I can find that thing. I was watching it earlier.
I feel so smart hanging out with Nemo. And thank you for the $5. Guys, if you guys really want to be annoying, my super chats on YouTube, if they're over $10, they will text to speech to my streams here on TikTok and on YouTube. So if you are opposition, if you're friendly and you just really want to say something, that's one way to do it. Can't wait for Trump to self-deport to hell. Love that. Guys, we are I'm losing steam. I'm losing steam. Muting me for saying the truth as well. Bankai, just stop spamming, bro. Remember to keep liking the stream. Exactly. Listen to Miss Cinnamama Jennifer. What's up, Jonathan? This guy is going to cry for 4 years straight. That is correct. That is correct. Today, Trump said he could have prevented the Civil War. If he really did. I mean, he truly is the the definition of narcissism. He is a true narcissist. He is a malignant narcissist. He's the best at everything. He knows everything when he is truly the dumbest, and he's the worst at most of these things.
So, okay, I found it. It was not Trump. It was Ted Cruz. So, okay, it's not long. Just this line. Anybody who paid attention back in the day, back in 2002, 2003, tell me that this doesn't remind you of something.
I think the odds are unacceptably high that we would find out with a mushroom cloud over New York City or Los Angeles.
We cannot wait for the final proof. The smoking gun. It could come in the form of a mushroom cloud.
So Ted Cruz is talking about, Iran possibly getting nukes, and that the proof would be a mushroom cloud. One of the lines that was repeated over and over and over and over in the Bush administration in the run-up to the invasion of Iraq was, the smoking gun could be a mushroom cloud.
I saw footage of Trump crying in 2011, talking about he's gonna go to war. He's gonna go to war so that he gets elected or reelected. What was he talking about Obama. He's gonna go to war to get reelected. Yeah, he's talking about Obama, and he's condemning, you know,
Tired of
oh,
these lies,
Iran.
super
He's going to go to
chatted
Iran with Iran.
$10. Keep on keeping on. You and your crew are on the right side of history.
Thank you so much, Tired of
Anitaman
these
super
lies.
chatted $19.99. Related breaking: Trump is not happy with Tulsi. Gabbard sidelined in Trump administration discussions on Israel and Iran's news.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much. Tired of these lies. Did I read the IAEA? Though I didn't. Thank you guys so much. And Jennifer, thank you so much for the $20. You guys are insane. You guys are insane today.
Thank you to I also got one from Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer, for the 20 on Cash App. And thank you to Anne for the 5 on PayPal. Thank you for that. So what you were talking about, this is the clip. So this is the Independent. They pulled the clip of this. This is November of 2011.
President will start a war with Iran because he has our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. So the only way he figures that he's going to get reelected, and as sure as you're sitting there, is to start a war with Iran. Now, I'm more militant and more militaristic than the president. I believe in strength. But to start a war in order to get elected, and I believe that's going to happen, would be an outrage.
That was Donald Trump in November of 2011. The Independent has the clip of this, and they posted it a day ago. You can find exactly what I played. That is a clip of Donald Trump bitching about Barack Obama, claiming that Obama was going to start a war with Iran.
Tessa says, give us a recap of Nemo Pickles Epiphany, please. For those who missed it, I don't know. I'm still stuck on this a little bit. Tucker Carlson slamming Ted Cruz because of his stance on Iran and invading it, and drilling him, saying like, oh, you don't even know the population of Iran. Like, you're going to topple the government of these people. You don't even know anything about the country. Basically trying to sway the opinion of his viewers to be hesitant about invading Iran, and us pointing out the fact that, of course, Tucker Carlson is pro-Putin. He's pro-Russia, and Russia is a backer of Iran. So, and this also goes to show why Tulsi Gabbard was saying that they didn't have nuclear capabilities, because she's also pro-Russia, and Trump not believing her.
Yeah. Something tells me Tulsi might get fired.
That would be nice. Although, I mean, is he going to pull someone else from the WWE or from the Heritage Foundation? Some 23-year-old?
John Smith, who also goes by Toaster McFuckface on Reddit, is now the DNI.
Yeah.
Also, did you see the clip of Donald Trump talking about the Civil War recently?
Someone just told me he said he could have prevented the Civil War.
So yeah, but it's even worse. Like, obviously him pretending that's asinine. Okay, so C-SPAN, they have this clip. I saw this. Ironically, it was on Reddit that I saw this, but this is awesome. So it's 30 seconds. Listen to this. Oh, wait, it helps if I actually have volume. My bad.
Especially with war. Things change with war. It can go from one extreme to the other. War is very bad. There was no reason for this to be a war. There was no reason for Russia, Ukraine. A lot of wars there was no reason for. You look right up there, I don't know, see the Declaration of Independence, and I say I wonder if the Civil War always seemed to me maybe that could have been solved without losing 600,000 plus people. So a lot of, it's very sad to see. It's very sad to see what's happening.
Did anyone catch that? He looks up at the Declaration of Independence and then thinks, yeah, the Civil War. And then provides the number of Americans lost during the Civil War. But he's looking at the Declaration of Independence, which was written almost 100 years before the Civil War.
We actually have some people. Hello?
Hello?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
I am a Trump supporter.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
So I'm American Jewish, right? And I feel like he is doing a phenomenal job with helping Israel in their dire needs. And I feel like he would have been a better option to Kamala Harris. And I feel like he's a better leader.
I don't know. I think it's a joke. Anybody thinks he's a good leader. I would say his diplomacy skills are incredibly bad. I always point to the fact that he is a 95% turnover with his last administration. He's already turning people over with his current administration. He already had a falling out with Elon Musk. He's probably having a falling out with Tulsi Gabbard at the moment.
And how does this affect us?
You're just talking about his leadership skills. I'm pointing out the fact that they're real bad.
No, I'm talking about as an Israeli American. As an Israeli American, how does that affect us?
So what you're talking about, he's going to be able to use his leadership skills to go do something great for us on the world stage. I highly doubt it. In fact, he's also taking a $400 million jet from the people who fund Hamas and Hezbollah, the people that specifically target Israel.
Did he not state yesterday that he's going to help us invade Iran and help deter their nuclear program?
Yeah, but it sounds like he doesn't really have a consistent stance on any of this. Why would you take a $400 million jet from the people who he also condemned for being bad people years ago?
I haven't heard of that. Was that recent?
His $400 million jet?
Yeah, I haven't heard. Are you talking about the Qatari jet? The Qatari?
Yeah.
Yeah, Qatar's not Hamas. You said Hamas.
Yeah, they fund Hamas.
There's no evidence that Qatar funds Hamas.
I don't know if this is not controversial. It's literally
Qatar funds Hamas?
Yes.
Okay, this is
Hello?
the first time I'm hearing this. Okay, this is the first time I'm hearing this. It's breaking news, I guess. That's interesting. So if Qatar offers him a plane or a jet, why would he not take it? I don't understand.
He asked them first for it.
And they gave it to him. Is that not a gift?
Yeah, why would you do that? Does that not sound like corruption?
Not necessarily. Is he the first president to accept gifts? I don't understand. Like, I feel like you guys are just hating.
You're right. Hillary Clinton once got a $400 necklace, and you guys absolutely fucking went ape shit. Yeah.
So why don't you be consistent and not be a hypocrite?
What do you mean?
Would you condemn Hillary Clinton for accepting gifts as a
for $400? Yeah, sure. Yeah, don't take it.
Okay, that's interesting. I feel like any president who's offered a $400 million jet would take it, but
okay,
I mean,
that's obviously a brainless stance to have. If you want our president to act without bias, without being bribed, I would say, yeah, you're not allowed to take any gifts.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, that's your opinion. Okay, so with the Israeli Americans, do you feel like Trump wants the best interest for them?
No, I really don't think Trump wants anything but the best interest for himself. So maybe what he's doing is coincidentally nice for the Israeli government, but I think the Israeli government is different from the Israeli people, and I think the Israeli government is extremely corrupt and horrible.
Yeah, but Israel's the biggest ally to America. Would you disagree? We're the biggest ally, and I feel like if
probably the only ally we have left, I guess, now that Trump's in office.
So do you think that they should help us in our dire needs? I don't understand.
I don't know. It depends on what you think of, like who's...
Like Iran. Iran's sending missiles to our hometown right now, and I feel like Donald Trump should be obligated to help us.
I thought you guys were all America first.
We're both. We're Israeli American. Why
So
can't
now
we
it's
hold
just
them?
Israel and America now?
It's always been Israel. I just told you we're his biggest allies.
Nemo, you're welcome to hop in on this.
You said you're Israeli?
I wasn't born in Israeli, my parents were, but I'm American.
Oh, okay.
I'm Israeli American, just how you could be Irish American.
Sure. Yeah. I was just kind of. You introduced yourself as being Jewish, or I'm sorry, you said American Jewish.
That's correct.
Yeah. I was just trying to clarify. So okay. So your parents are from Israel?
That's correct.
Okay. And you're Jewish?
I am Jewish, yes.
Okay. Ethnically or also by faith?
Both.
Okay. How old are you?
23.
Okay. When was your bar mitzvah?
My bar mitzvah, I was around like 13.
Yeah. Okay. What do you remember? What part of the Torah you read?
Oh, we believe in the 5 books: so Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Numbers, Leviticus. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. What part of the Torah did you read?
What part of the Torah? I read the entire Torah.
You read all of it during the bar mitzvah?
Like when I was younger, yeah, I read most parts of it.
But during a bar mitzvah, you read part of the Torah, do you not?
Yeah, like Deuteronomy. Are you questioning my heritage? Or are you questioning my origin?
I'm questioning you being Jewish.
Okay, that's fine. If you want to ask me.
You follow the Muslim apologetic? What is that?
Yeah, so I debate him all the time.
One Mile Smile says, ask him what I just said. Hold on. Stand by. Let me look at this.
I mean, you haven't been able to refute anything I said. I don't see how you're kind of pivoting right now.
I'm not pivoting. One Mile Smile, say it again.
Jennifer, thank you so much for the $10. Please don't let Jennifer and Jason fund another kick. They've done so much. This is from Taylor. I got this one. If you need it or use it for whatever. Abraham, I'm going to give you a few seconds to talk. This seems a little off.
That's fine.
So.
If you guys want to kick me out, you guys have been able to refute anything I said. That's fine, though. If you guys don't,
You haven't said anything.
I have. I've listed you reasons why Donald Trump is a formidable president for us.
Yeah, if you're a simp for Israel, then there's nothing I can do to change your faith. There's nothing with set in logic that I can convince somebody of faith to think otherwise. So yes, if you think that Trump is the only person that is capable of protecting your people, even though your people are the ones that are striking first, then go for it, bro.
So do you think like Kamala? First of all, I feel like he would tackle this problem.
Oops. W. Taylor, much love.
Yeah, his last name, like his screen name,
it was like
Abraham Goldstein.
Like a caricature of a.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To anybody who's wondering why I was asking the questions I was asking, it's because it looked like his account was a caricature of a Jewish person, like a racist caricature.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking the questions. Also, he followed the Muslim Apologetic and the Ummah Voice, and like the NFL and NBA, but no other accounts. It was odd. So that's why I started asking him questions about his bar mitzvah, which happens when you're 13 and you read a part of the Torah in Hebrew. Now, I didn't get him to actually speak Hebrew, but something tells me he probably couldn't.
That's fair.
Yeah, you do actually think that is fair. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Bert, are you a Dallasite?
Yeah, they got me blocked, bro.
What'd you say?
They got me blocked. I can't even see or hear myself talk. I can't post. I can't do anything, man. Why y'all blocking me, man? Tell your mom stop blocking me, man.
Are you just muted?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Let me see. It won't let me. I'm not muted. If you can hear me, I'm not muted. It won't let me post or anything, man.
Oh, someone said you're just muted in my chat.
Well, that's what I wanted to. But I ain't really want to be up here talking, man. I just want to be in the chat, that getting on people's nerves, bro.
All right. I'll have them unmute you, bro. Just don't spam, okay?
I ain't gonna spam. I just like talking some shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
Come on,
talk your shit. Talk your shit. It's cool. It's cool.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night, man. Continue your conversation.
All right,
And don't put put words in dude's mouth, man. How you know that dude wasn't real? I mean, granted, his stuff might not have added up, but don't do that, man. Don't just assume.
Bert, stop crying because the Cowboys suck, dude.
Come on now. Who do you like? Do you even like football?
No.
You probably a figure skater.
What if I am, dude? There's some hot chicks in figure skating. There's some fucking hot chicks. I'd be crushing ass if I was a figure skater. Give me a break.
You ain't there for the chicks, bro. You ain't there for the chicks. Stop playing.
Get out of here, Bert. Get out of here.
I want to talk to Bert.
Oh, fuck. Oh, Bert, you can come back up for a sec if you want, dude.
Nah, he's a Cowboys fan. How's it feel to just be, taking L's from the Eagles?
Oh.
My team. How's it feel to just taking L's all day?
An Eagles fan. Oh, no.
You're taking L's all day.
Oh, no. Damn, dude. Kid, go shut your bitch.
Some people gonna hate me now because I said that, but
woo! All right.
The Cowboys ain't. I mean, they don't got a lot to talk about.
Tell him. Sorry, Bert. Bert's still muted. Is he muted for the whole stream or just for a few minutes?
Yeah, I asked to get muted for the entire stream. So
here he goes.
I hear y'all talking once again. We wait till somebody leave and y'all start running y'all mouth. Y'all famous for that.
Get fucked, Bert. Get fucked.
Oh, y'all a trip. I can't really argue about my boys though. So I mean, that's
you can't. You got your VHS out.
I won't even do it. See, that's some arguments ain't worth the, you know what I'm saying, ain't worth the fight, bro. So I'm a chill.
I'm just asking, do you got a VHS player and stuff? You're gonna need it for a while.
I'm still remembering Emmitt Smith, man. So yeah, I know what you mean, bro. Like, yeah, it's been a while.
I remember Saquon Barkley last year. Do you remember?
Yeah, but he wasn't.
He ran all over your ass. He ran all over
the Giants. He ain't with the Giants anymore. Yeah. Nah, he did good, man. He did decent, man. But every year's a new year.
Saquon Barkley behind a competent offensive line.
Let's not, fellas. Let's take it back to Trump. I'd rather talk about that.
Oh yeah, because you can't, dude.
I really, no, I can't. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm an honest guy, man. Just like
have fun with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, dude. They're super cool.
Yeah, man. Well, hopefully we can get him the ball, but
yeah. Have fun with Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, man. Get your people don't block me, man, so I can get back in the daggone chat, man. They popping off. I can't even comment, man. Come on, bro.
I don't even know how it works. Yeah, we'll figure it out. But
I got you. I'll check back on you. I'll keep scrolling, but I'll come back and check on you, man.
All right,
you know what it is, man. Y'all be good, bro.
All right.
Drop.
All right.
You can drop.
All right, Bob. Thanks, Jason.
I'll just cook them on football, dude. If you don't like sports, I'll cook them.
All right, appreciate it. I'll let y'all phone a friend when I need somebody for that too. So appreciate you.
All right, for sure.
Thank you to Jennifer for the Venmo, and thank you to Taylor for the Venmo.
Love that. And Jennifer, thank you as well. I don't know if I said thank you for this last one, but thank you so much. Jerry Jones stopped being a manager and Cowboys might start winning again. Guys, my claim to fame, actually, the Cowboy Stadium here in Arlington, I was the first person to get a DWI driving home from that stadium. And that's a literal fact. I am literally the first person to get a DWI. I was in jail with the GM of the Cowboys Stadium. He was also the other person that night. It was the inauguration of that stadium. It was George Strait and Reba McEntire, and we were going ham. And I was in a holding cell with the GM. And yeah, if you guys want my autograph, you know, Venmo with an address.
Sounds like you got friends in low places.
But I am sober now, chat. Yeah, so you can't make fun of me for it. I'm a year and a half sober. Plus, that was like 2011, 2010. Wonder if we can find your mugshot. You probably could. I'm
Find Elder
starstruck.
Millennial's mugshot. Apparently, he just
Did he get repicked up?
Arrest. There's a warrant for his arrest. Like,
I saw that.
Active.
I can't wait. I wonder if we can find. Yeah, you probably can. Dude, YouTube's real upset about me bragging about having. Listen, it's not. I mean, I guess I was kind of bragging about it. Yeah, absolutely, Jennifer. Guys, drinking driving is not cool, and literally, there's Uber now. It's so easy to not do it now. Just use fucking Uber. Hello.
Okay, so I wanted to mention another thing.
Anitaman
Like-
super chatted $9.99. Generally not a fan of war stories. This one I'll accept. Smiley face emoji. Smiley face emoji. Smiley face
it's gonna
emoji.
read the whole thing?
Smiley face emoji. Smiley face emoji. Smiley face emoji. Smiley face emoji.
Okay. All right.
I love how the last one there was a different inflection. That was great.
So I just this is just something I'm going through in my personal life right now. I was in a long-term relationship with, and I call him MAGA adjacent, even though like I'm so far left. Like I know it seems crazy that I was with somebody that would vote for Donald Trump, but I did finally leave him in April. So I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's good.
Thank you. Like, I mean, there's an argument to be made that he is MAGA, just full blown MAGA. I would push back on that a little bit, just because he's not wearing red hats or anything. He's not like promoting him in any way. But after Election Day happened, I could not look at him the same way, and he actually disgusted me. Because so I have two kids, right? They're both adults, and he knew
Nicole
that.
in super chatted $9.99. Yo Bert and Jason, go Browns. Smiley face emoji.
Catching strays from my fucking YouTube chat. Thank you, Nicole.
I feel like smiley face emoji is gonna. That's probably a merchable thing. I'm just saying. Just the words smiley face emoji.
So for several months, I had said to him, like, because the father of my children had abused me sexually, not so much physically, but emotionally, verbally, every other way you can imagine, financially, and he knew all this. And once that election happened, I just couldn't look at him the same, and it took me, let's see, November, December, January, like 5 months to finally just leave. And it hurts. I'm not gonna lie, it hurts. But there's no way I can be with anybody that would vote for that orange POS. I just can't. So I finally left, and I'm free. I'm
That's good.
free.
I
Good
am
work.
so proud of you.
Thank you. It's not easy right now. Like, I'm trying to still get my footing. But thankfully I have good jobs, and you know, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. It's just, it's still hurtful that somebody that you thought loved you, and knew all these very deep personal things about you would actively vote against you. That's just still what I'm struggling with.
Yeah, that I can imagine. Oof.
So, and I used to always call him like MAGA adjacent, just because, you know, he didn't wear the red hat or anything. I just think he's like really misinformed. But of course, like, he's a mansplainer, so it didn't matter that I have all these degrees, you know, like, I went to graduate school and everything. It didn't matter. I could say whatever, and he would mansplain me that I was wrong. And there's only so much you can take of that.
Yeah, I get that.
And I'm sorry, I don't mean to like throw all my personal business out there.
No,
But it's just still something I'm struggling with.
no. I mean, totally understandable. And yeah, I would feel betrayed too. I get that.
Yes, betrayal. That's the biggest part. Because
Yeah.
he knew for months how much that would hurt me, because I was sexually abused by my ex. Sexually abused by my ex, and he knew that. So I still can't understand why he would want to vote for a sexual abuser. I don't know. I started going to therapy, so hopefully that'll help.
Ugh.
I
Yeah.
know it sounds so dumb.
No,
And
I'm a huge advocate of therapy. Yeah.
but like, here I am, like, I'm not gonna say I'm like the highest educated person. I only have a master's degree, but like, here I am with a master's degree and upset about this stupid mediocre white guy. But it's only been a couple months, and I'm sure I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Yeah, take a while, take a little bit to recenter, and then re-release yourself back in the wild. And I'm sure you'll have no problem finding a nice guy. You seem very
Well, I don't
nice.
even
You
care
seem
about that.
successful.
I don't even care about finding a guy. I just like, so some of my lore. When I graduated from Penn State, I went to work in DC for a couple years at a law firm, because one of my professors said, like, if you want to go to law school, at least work a couple years in a big law firm as a legal assistant. So I did just that. Unfortunately, I got to see some things. I saw some things during 2001 in September in DC that I would have rather never saw. And I moved back to my hometown in central Pennsylvania. I still studied for the LSAT. I still applied. I got accepted, but I also got pregnant. So that's why I've been working in social work all these years. But I am studying for the LSAT again, because I firmly do believe that you're never too old. You're never too old to, you know, do
Good
what
for
you
you.
want to do. Thank you.
That's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
and sorry I didn't mean it that way either. If you're not, yeah, be single for a while. Do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
please. Like, I have no problem with being single for the rest of my life, because I don't need no man. I really don't.
I feel you.
You don't need a man either?
No, not really. Besides an emo.
No, I don't know. I just felt the need to explain that. I have a lot, like, I have so many layers to me that it's just crazy. But like, I I saw so many things on September 11th in DC that like effed me up for a long time. And I don't know. It's just, And I guess like I guess the frustration and anger like I feel for MAGA, like I like that's part of it, of what I take out on them, because they're just they don't love this country. They don't.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
mean, their disdain just for the Constitution is crazy to me. It is crazy. I mean, just that one guy that was talking about how, like, he said the protesters looked or were making fools out of themselves. So I guess now the rhetoric is that people exercising their First Amendment rights are dumb. Like, how un-American do you have to be to even say that? It's just, it's crazy to me. Like, we have the right to take to the streets. We have that right.
The same people that say if you don't like it here, you should leave, are also trying to rewrite the Constitution with a piece of paper and a pen.
Mm-hmm.
With
Plus,
an executive order.
they don't understand socioeconomic like positions of people. Like, there are many of us that would love to leave, but we can't. We can't, because we don't have that, nest egg of cash to just up and go. Personally, even if I did, I wouldn't go because I want to fight. I want to fight for this country.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
So I mean, I could probably easily get a passport from Italy, because I'm first generation. My parents both came over here, so from Italy. So I'm sure I could get a passport very easily and just leave. But like, I'm not going to do that, because why would I? I love this country. I love it. So.
Same. Well.
What? Sorry, I just felt like ranting.
I'm glad to give you a space to let you get it out.
Ugh, there's so much. I've sent so many angry texts. I've sent so many angry texts lately. Like, and this person I was with, like, loved to mansplain, and that would drive me nuts. Like, do not mansplain somebody that has a way higher education than you do.
Exactly.
Oh, it just drives me nuts. Like, and he was in the Marines for 4 years. Like, you should understand the freaking Constitution. And now I have my son who just graduated from Marine Corps boot camp. And now I have to worry about, like, what this lunatic at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is going to do. Like, I'm scared. I'm scared for my son's life. I am. And it's completely unnecessary. Completely. I'm so mad. I'm a laughing mad mom. If I didn't laugh, I would cry.
That's the truth. That's how I feel.
That's the truth. Anyway, I'm gonna go back down. I'm sorry. I just had to get that off my chest.
That's okay. Hey, thank you so much for everything. And yeah, we're here. We're here for you.
Thank you.
All right. See you soon.
Bye.
What's up, King of MAGA?
What's up?
What's up? What do you like about Trump?
That he's deporting all these illegals.
Is that your only thing? Like, whoever deports the most illegals is the best?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Whoever does like the most deportation is your favorite president?
No, I ain't saying that. I just like, well, what I really like about Trump is, I don't know, man. He's just so America. He's just so I mean, to people like you, and I can tell by the way you're looking at the camera. the people like you, Trump's an asshole by the things that comes out of his mouth. But the people like me, who's not a pussy, the shit that comes out of Trump's mouth is just so funny and just straightforward. Like Trump, he doesn't care. He's gonna say what comes to his mind either way. I could just tell, like like the people like you. My fault.
It's kind of hard to like hurt my feelings, and you know, I think Trump is just a fragile person. Like the people you like to call pussies are probably more emotionally intelligent and less fragile than Trump and his ego. You can see Trump just tweeting and stuff at like late at night because his feelings are hurt about certain things. So I feel like I think he needs to say these things to feel better because he's just so fragile. His ego is so fragile, and that's what y'all don't see, and it's just kind of sad.
Don't care. But yeah, he's deporting all these illegals, and I'm happy with it. So what's your problem?
You said that like he says what comes to his mind.
Yeah.
That's like what was that supposed to mean?
What I said. It
Okay,
means he's
say it a different
straightforward.
way.
He's blunt.
He's straightforward.
He's
Okay.
blunt. It don't matter.
Why does he constantly do doublespeak then?
What are you talking about?
Do you know what doublespeak is?
No.
How old are you?
30.
Okay. So doublespeak is basically like speaking in an ambiguous way where people can kind of interpret what they want to hear from what you're saying.
Another pussy. But can we just get... So let me ask you this question.
Like, was that supposed to upset me or something?
I don't care if it upsets you.
like you're 30, I'm 32. Like I grew up in the early 2000s when comedians dropped the R slur every 5 seconds. Like I Xbox 360 chat rooms, Modern Warfare. I don't care, dude.
Yeah, Taylor already paid to kick him, guys. It's projection for me. Like I feel like people like that, if you were to go up to that person and call him a pussy to his face, he would instantly have a meltdown. You can just tell. And that's why he was doing that to us. He thinks that's what would upset us. And I could not give two fucks less. But someone paid to kick him. Yeah, Trump, if your politics are based on whoever like upsets your political opponents the most, then you're also easily being fooled. You're easily being manipulated. Like if I wanted to, if I were, I said this earlier, like if I were the leader of a country, and I wanted Trump to do something, instead of wanting to strike first, if I wanted Trump to strike first, I could just do something on the world stage and be like, Trump, you're a fucking pussy. And Trump would be like, oh, and he would go to Truth Social and be like, this guy is a pussy. I am not the pussy, and I am going to bomb you. Like, and it's so easy to manipulate Trump because he's such a child. Hello, Poppy?
Why do you hate Trump so much? What's so bad about him?
How old are you, Poppy? That is a real life fetus.
Damn.
That was a literal fetus that could talk.
I don't know if I said thank you, Taylor, or not. I can't remember. But thank you, Taylor.
I am not a pussy. I can't, dude. I can't get over it. Trump is such a wiener.
Yeah, like he really is.
Taylor's kick message, by the way, just said no. LOL.
But yeah, like there was this tweet that I saw, or I don't know if it was a tweet, but saw this message during Trump's first term years ago, and it was Donald Trump is a weak man's idea of a strong man, a poor man's idea of a rich man, a smart man, or a dumb man's idea of a smart man, and something else. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, I remember. I love that quote. I forgot who said it. Someone shot their load on their phone and entered the chat. Yeah, he's a fucking shell of a man, dude.
Jesus Christ. Every sperm is sacred. Every sperm is great. If the sperm is wasted, God gets quite irate.
Oh my god, I've never heard that. Jennifer with another. Thank you so much. How is this only Wednesday? I feel like this is a Saturday night. Jennifer says thanks, guys. Anytime, Jennifer. Thank you.
Oh, and thank you, Jennifer. I see that now. Thank you.
Skylar Strong super chatted $9.99. It's so funny how offensive they get. Ha! Smiley face emoji, smiley face emoji. Also, please think of my family. We are Militawi and I don't want to see my brother sent out to Iran.
Damn, Skyla. I really hope. I wish you luck. I wish you all safety. That's terrifying. Thank you, Skyla. Someone says you think the Afghanistan withdrawal was a good call. Trump is the one who negotiated that. His team negotiated it, and it was an actual disaster because of Trump. If you don't agree, come into TikTok. Come tell me. Go tell me how I'm wrong. What's your opinion on the probability of an armed conflict with Iran? I don't know.
Storom super chatted $10. It would be a shame if people found out Pickles loves femboy furries. Please don't post that to his Discord. Winking face emoji. Love ya Pickles. Keep up the good work.
You know what, chat? Femboy fairies are... They're alright by me. I don't mind them.
Based. Yep. As far as like the probability of an armed conflict, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it seems like at the bare minimum, the U.S. is going to be lobbing missiles. There are these two things that happen that people who are familiar with, I guess, military shit, they are familiar with this. So there's something called the pizza index. Have you ever heard of it?
Yep.
Yeah. So for anyone who doesn't know, the pizza index is this like unofficial index, kind of like the Waffle House index, where pizza joints that are in DC, if they get an influx of orders for pizza, then there's a high likelihood that that means that the State Department, the Pentagon, the White House, they are actively planning something or talking about like a situation. And it's basically like a long night for anybody that works in those areas. So there was a big influx that happened like over the weekend and the last couple days. Also, I saw something on TikTok. Apparently a lot of people in the military have been posting pictures of steak and lobster that they've been like given as food.
Yep.
And apparently that only happens right before bad things are asked of those people.
Yep. Before they go get sent away to do stuff. Yep. Someone said, why do 20-year-olds with no life experience think they know how the world works? You guys are too nice.
Wait.
You
Are
guys
we
are
the
too-
20-year-olds? Dude,
Yeah.
I wish.
I mean, come on now. Of course I am. I heard they get it every year for military birthday too. That could be a thing. Oh, that person didn't come. Okay. All the people that follow me are traitors in this country. They are TRADERS is how he spelt that, and that's possibly very true. They take their money and they buy things from people. I guess you consider that trading. Yeah, like Trader Joe's. Yeah, we're kind of slowing down right here, chat. I don't know, help us get to 200,000. I'm also like running on fumes, but this is my second live of the day, and we're 3 hours and 30 minutes in. Guys, are we doing another movie night? Are you part of my Discord, Nemo?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. We doing some movie night, chat? Pickles, take a break. I could. You guys, thank you guys so much for all the support today, by the way. I could get off and, you know, watch a movie. What's the Discord? Argent, can you check to see, is our link expired again? People keep saying that the Discord link's not working again. If anybody needs a link to my Discord, inbox me on my TikTok. We did watch Sinners last night. How does movie night work? You jump in the voice chat and we watch a movie.
I just realized that I didn't agree to the rules on your Discord.
Yeah.
Dumbass. Okay. Now I'm in the Discord.
There's about 900 people in that same stuck in limbo right there. The TikTok to Discord pipeline is glitchy. Might need to copy paste the link. That could be it.
Yeah. I've run into like a ton of issues with that. So like the link to mine, it's a non-expiring invite link, and it's in my link tree. And I've made sure that it's non-expiring, that it invites to a channel that, you know, allows anyone in, like the whole 9 yards. And people still have issues with it. And I'm pretty sure that it's just down to how the web browser that is inside the TikTok app handles that link. Like it doesn't pass it to the app. I think that's what it is.
I have like a permanent custom. It's like discord.gg/picklesggs. And it just sucks that still doesn't work. But yeah, sometimes you
the
do have to.
workaround is, well, yeah, the workaround for anybody that is having issues, it is on the link tree. You click the little 3 dots that's off to the right of the thing. 3 dots, click it, copy link, and then put it in the browser manually. That works. It's a pain in the ass, but yeah.
Hit the 3 dots, copy paste it, blah 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 blah. How does movie night work? You just gotta be in the voice chat, and if you have any questions, it's better if we explain it to you offline so that we're not exactly saying things that aren't kosher. But yeah. I vote we watch The Purge. How about 28 years later? How about 28 years later? How do y'all feel about that? It's a rated R movie night.
About that.
Tay says no, no. Do we do never even heard of it? Oh my god. We watched Sinners last night. 28 Days Later is one of the best zombie films ever made. Agreed. It's really good. This is the sequel. No, Sharknado. Oh my god. It's so good but scary. 28 weeks later. I think this is 28 years later. This is what just came out. 28 weeks later was the sequel, and then 28 years later, I believe, is what just came out. This is the third one. Right?
Yes. Yeah, 28 years is the third one. So the first one was 28 Days Later. That came out early 2000s, and then 28 Weeks Later came out, and then this one came out recently.
Yeah, there's 3 now. Yeah. The Accountant 2 is also featured. Where I Find My Movies. The new Final Destination movie as well. I'm good not watching that. I'm good on that one. Yeah, we'll do it. Guys, we're gonna shut down. We're gonna shut on down. We're gonna do it. Sharknado 3, it's in space. Oh my god. Because yeah, what do you mean why? Because fuck that shit. Nosferatu, I watched that in theaters. Jennifer, thank you so much for the Venmo or the Cash App. She says good night. Good night, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for all the support, and thank you guys so much for supporting Nemo as well. If y'all haven't followed Nemo, you're fucking stupid.
Thank you all for the support. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's been it's been slim for a couple weeks now for me, so I very much appreciate it. I'll go ahead and hop down. Appreciate you having me up, Pickles.
Anytime, dude. Anytime. See you later, dude. I want to see that. I love the first one. They count it was the best representation of I've seen in media. Post-apocalyptic movies seem apt at the moment. Okay, you know what? We're gonna watch 28 Years Later. I'm doing an executive decision. We are a dictatorship today. Papa Pickles is choosing. Hereditary is one of the best scary movies I've watched. Hereditary is so good. I am going to be turning off the stream, y'all. If y'all want to hang out, we're going to be in the voice chat in my Discord. Come join it. It's the best. It's the coolest Discord on this side of the Mississippi. And yeah, let's do it. I love you. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night. Goodbye.